an original counterpoint yet. They keep saying that despite how people feel, things are going well.
Well, Hillary Clinton has, of course, debated both President Biden and former President Trump. Let's talk about Hunter Biden. He's no longer allowed to practice law in the nation's capital. Fox's Ryan Schmelz is there in Washington, D.C. with more.
The D.C. Court of Appeals ruling comes after Hunter Biden was convicted earlier this month of 3 federal gun charges in his home state of Delaware. The D.C. bar moved to suspend his license to practice law as required in a case involving a felony conviction. Biden could face up to 25 years in jail, but it's unlikely he'll face a maximum sentence being a first-time offender. Biden's legal team has requested a new trial, arguing the first one went forward prematurely. The decision only impacts his ability to practice law in D.C. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Judge Juan Merchan has lifted parts of the gag order against former President Trump in his hush money case in New York. Because the case is over, the judge lifted parts of that gag order, which protected witnesses and jurors, but Trump can still not comment about individual prosecutors, court staff, and their family members. That part of the gag order remains in effect until sentencing is imposed. It's scheduled for July 11th. America's listening to Fox News.
Donald Trump Jr. here. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back, but you can stop your losses by diversifying into a gold IRA from my friends at Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. That's PROTECT to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold right now.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hear that? The sound of your antique fountain pen gliding across linen paper as you journal in the park. And if you were here, you'd be inspired by the warm breeze. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. And the wind in your face on the road is all the inspiration you need. So if you ride, get a quote and see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Now that's inspiring. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
I only have one left anyway. The Copsicle's long gone, and the chopper's been broken for 5 years. Hey ho, look out, 303. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis. Oh shit, just eat me. How about that? And the mechanical mangler at the.
I'm waving the American flag,
Flounder.
sir.
Oh, the day I was born. Yeah, after you boo-hoo me. A nice try. Da-da-da. Oh, God, 303. How's it going? It's only me. It's only the Kimmer, Pete Davis, Flounder. Here's a number, 404-741-1230. They took away my sheet that I have in here. And again, it's not that I need it, but I just like having it in here. The morning people throw it away every freaking time.
Which sheet?
The one that has the time breaks, and I don't have one of yours either, but the one that has the phone number on it, and how do you get us on the app or whatever. You know, that main sheet that they've been dicking with.
He's given you enough sheet.
And I don't have the one for the sponsors either. I forgot.
All right, give me a minute.
I don't know what's going on. We're not ready. I don't know why we're not ready. It's just, we're ready. Been ready for hours.
The morning crew is tired of your sheet, basically.
Apparently, so they just eliminated it entirely. I felt so good myself. 304. How you doing?
Before we start,
yeah.
A listener, new listener, has been listening 2 or 3 weeks out in Lake Oconee.
Oh, yeah.
Wants to know how much estrogen that Flounder and I are giving you before each show. Because he said, all Flounder said yesterday, he's looking at a house and you start bawling.
Well, first, I wasn't bawling. I was reacting emotionally to a very sweet and happy moment because this guy's the biggest freaking finicky goof you've ever known in your life. He's worse than a cat. He's like 9,000 cats, and he's the finicky, freaking, goofy, crazy, goof, and a great guy, obviously. No, seriously, but he knows what I'm talking about. He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's Morris. That should be his nickname, Morris.
Yeah, exactly. And he somehow corralled this magnificent young woman who's just a doll. I mean, I call her Veronica. She's Veronica, and she's just a sweet, wonderful, happy, smart, clever, charming. I mean, she walks in a room and you start smiling. Yeah, it's one of those people I'll bet no one's ever said a bad word about her. Anyway, I'm not going to keep talking about her, but the point is, he's been skanking around for a while saying, well, we want to live, well, I don't know if I want to live again, but oh, you idiot. My God, man.
Like you're going to get better. But it just goes to show you what a young man can do with a little moxie and chloroform.
Well, there you are. Does it smell like a kitty?
Smell like a puppy?
Well, anyway, so I admit I was very, very emotionally touched yesterday because I think it's a great thing. And
It is.
And again, I mean, she's a real catch. She's a real catch. And you don't. And
You're embarrassing now, so maybe we should.
Well, you started it, so I'm going to finish this, and I'm almost done. I'm just going to make the point. You and we've all talked about this off and on for quite a while now on this program and elsewhere personally as well. Women these days, the first thing that I think, if you notice a woman who makes you react in a positive way, you go, "Oh my God, what a great girl!" It's probably because she was happy.
Yes, happy. It's rare.
Happy.
You meet a happy woman.
You meet a happy. I mean, she just you see, and she smiles. She's happy. She's not pissed off about something. She's not looking to. I mean, you know what I mean. She's not cynical.
It's not always her fault. Sometimes she's been mistreated by idiots.
Oh, I mean, it's almost never her fault. I mean, I'm saying social media and the reaction of the culture. Well, you know what I'm talking about. It's just it's harder and harder, especially we've been talking about women having trouble finding friends and stuff. Get off your phone. This whole business with social media and swiping and investigating and Facebooking and TikTok. I mean, my God, it's a mess. And no wonder women are screwed up. No, do you have to swipe left or right as you got the things I'm looking for? It's nonsense. It's horrible. They aren't happy with our lives these days. Women, particularly, I think, for a million different reasons, tend not to be particularly happy by nature anymore.
I have a very good comedy bit lined up today for Flounders Funnies with Bill Barr on that.
Outstanding. And by the way, that guy you did the other night who I talked like this, we got to get a lot more of him. I mean,
very intelligent.
Honestly.
I loved it.
But I love how he yells. He's got that kind of New York, just fast talker, just complains, but very funny.
Get a lot of him.
It's not every day you can work Marcel Proust.
Yeah, no,
it'd be funny.
the 20 questions or whatever it was.
Okay, Marcel Proust.
Oh my God, talk about esoteric and rotten at the same time. Jeez. Anyway, so I was definitely touched and emotional about Fly. I'm happy for him, and that's all. That's all it was. And I'm thinking, and again, I'm living vicariously. Hell, look at where I'm in my life. Okay, so if something happens to people I care about and stuff, I take it in and say that's great. I'm happy for him, and it makes me feel good about times when I was happy. Stuff like that. It's quite normal.
Well,
I'm very happy for him.
While we're on, listener, helping with the show.
Yes, please.
Who is this? Larry says,
Hey, Larry.
Hey, Pete, you and Kimber were talking about the sexiest songs today. Play these two, and it's a sure thing. Gato Barbieri's version of Europa, Moments in Love.
Never heard of either of those
And
titles.
Moments in Love by The Art of Noise. Says they never failed me yet.
Oh, my. Well, at some point, we'll have to write those down because I don't think Flounder got those by memory. I've never heard those words before. So
you've heard those words.
Sushio Makazrakio. Come on. But
not in that order.
So, later on today, as we get a leisure time, we'll play those. And also, speaking of that, I'm glad you mentioned that because remember yesterday, actually for a couple of days, I mentioned that and I do not check my texting phone during the show very often. Sometimes I do just to try to keep up with things. But and the other day, I guess it was yesterday, we were talking about the sexiest song, and it was Dave Matthews Band or something voted by somebody with that's nuts. And Jeff, my buddy with Jeff Mark at Atlanta Safe House, home of the Kimber Safes, had been texting me, and I made a double mistake. By the way, we have news. The judge named Peterson has lost her judgeship. She's out for good. Also, Hunter Biden lost his law license. We got a lot of debates. So we got a million good newsy things coming up. But first, let me finish this off here. We were talking about. I mentioned. He said the song Dave Matthews Band is the sexiest song, and he said Crush, and somebody said, "Well, you mean Crash?" And we would go Crush or Crash, and he said Crush was by Jennifer Page, a one-hit wonder. Crush, not Crash. And then Jeff wrote me yesterday, and I didn't get mentioned on the air. He said Crush lyrics are, again, we're talking about the sexiest song. He says the Crush lyrics go like this, and this is why the sexiest song. Quote, "Lovely lady, I am at your feet. Oh God, I want you so badly. And I wonder this could be tomorrow, be so wondrous as you are there sleeping." I maybe I've read that very well, but anyway, that was the thing. That was Jeff from Atlanta Safe House. And I wonder this could be tomorrow, be so wondrous.
Stop here, start crying.
No, I'm very fine there. God, it was going to be something else too.
He questioned also whether you were a Marine because you were crying so much about it, and that you probably were a Marine from San Diego, not Paris Island.
I was a Paris Island Marine scumbag, and by the way, I was one of 4 freaking guys who. No, okay, now here we go. Listen, this dirtbag. I was one of 4 guys who was promoted at Paris Island. I was one of 4 guys promoted at Paris Island, made PFC. I was a squad leader. And I made sergeant in 15 months. There you go. Thank you so much. Paris. Yeah, I was at. Yeah. I'm quite proud of my Marine Corps record.
Right.
I will tell you.
That's right.
And I came back with a stripe and a couple of things and did things. So anyway, 3
Well, a lot of people came back with like gonorrhea. You came back with a stripe.
I came back with some things.
Oh, really?
Well,
like what?
Some stuff never leaves you. Let me put it that way. No. I have. Well, Flounder's dad knows the same thing. My scalp. I have a terrible scalp condition, and I never put soap on my hair, on my face, because my scalp is so dry. I mean, it was just a jungle thing. That's all.
You're blaming the VC?
No, no, blaming where they live. I'm not blaming them personally. Although I could blame them and try to take my freaking head clean off, so I wouldn't have the problem in the future.
I'm sorry I mentioned it because some people in the audience probably just dove under their desks.
I don't blame them either. All right, we'll stop the whole thing. By the way, here's a fun thought. Thursday is the debate. I'm really excited about this debate. We're going to talk a lot more about that if you want to today, too. But also Thursday, I'm going to have to bide my time to get home in time, because Thursday at the Ameris Park Amphitheater, where I live, is a Cole Swindell concert on Thursday. So, Cole Swindell, he's a famous country guy. Flounder probably knows that name. I'm getting you. You know Cole Swindell?
I've heard the name.
Country guy, yeah. Anyway, so there's a concert the same night as the debate, so I got to make sure I somehow sneak and get the thing, because I don't want to miss it. Anyway, here's the number: 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And let's see, we got so many things. Oh, by the way, if you're going to get I've been trying to get the news off the Fox app. Hey, all right, explain to me this, Batman. I have on my phone, you're seeing it right now, Pete Davis, you can say thoroughly that I have a little blue thing and it says Fox News, correct? Right, the one right up there.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, fine. So that's a Fox News app, right? That's a square thing, so that's an app. Okay, so I can look at I'll open the Fox News app, and now I'm opening a story, and it says in order to get the story, I have to get the new Fox News app. I mean, I don't understand this.
Well, it's a new one, I guess. New and improved.
And they won't release the story. And I remember I tried to feed you this morning, Flounder. Tried to feed a story, and it wouldn't release the whole story. It says you have to get the new Fox News app. But it's not for all of them, only for some. I'm telling you. By the way, the Fox News app apparently causes anal fissures and bloody discharge. So I advise you against getting it. So apparently. 314 here with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3.
The latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust. Your best new follow on social media is Extra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Extra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
There are crazies on the road. Who knows where they're all going, but if one of them hits you, don't take care of it on your own. Call my friend David Van Sant. He is the lawyer that used to work for the insurance company. The team at Van Sant Law knows who to call, what to say, and will make sure you get what you deserve and what the insurance company doesn't want to pay for. They have your best interest at heart and will take care of everything. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid. My advice, save Van Sant Law in your phone. Today, 855-GA-INJURY, VanSantLaw.com.
MyPillow no longer has the support of the big box stores or shopping channels. Now they found themselves a part of the cancel culture. Because of this and the change in retailers, they want to pass the savings directly on to you. So they're having a $25 extravaganza sale. With the help of its dedicated employees, MyPillow now has hundreds of products, and some of them you probably don't even know about. To get familiar with all their other products, they're having a $25 extravaganza with the promo code BECK. 2-pack multi-use My Pillows, just $25. My Pillow sandals, $25. The 6-pack towel set is, you guessed it, $25. And for the first time ever, the premium My Pillows with all new Giza fabric, any size or loft level, $25. Just go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special square for these $25 deals. Plus, free shipping on orders over $75. Enter the promo code BECK or call 800-966-3117 for this amazing offer that will not last long.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Hey folks, Donald Trump Jr. here. Let me ask you this. Does inflation feel worse than we're being told in the news? That's because the official inflation rate doesn't tell the whole story. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back. But what you can do is stop your losses today. How? By diversifying your savings into a gold IRA from my friends at the Birch Gold Group. When you're done, your money will be parked in a tangible asset with proven history. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word HEDGE to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. They provide an easy process to roll over your 401k or IRA into gold without losing your tax advantage status. So text HEDGE to 989898. That's HEDGE to the number 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold. That's what you think,
Yeah, I made that's what I was looking for. This other song. All right, I'll get organized. Sorry. All right, here we go. Look out. Iggy Pop. He's gonna do another striptease. 318. Different Pete and Flounder. On this day, 2014, Amnesty International apologized to Iggy Pop after Amnesty International used an image of the singer in its latest anti-torture campaign without his permission. The Belgian advertisement featured the Stooges frontman, face bloodied and beaten, quoting him as saying Justin Bieber was the future of rock and roll, and the slogan, torture a man and he will tell you anything. Now that's funny. Justin Bieber beaten up, thinking, oh my God. Amnesty International has a sense of humor that you didn't take too well, apparently.
That was another organization I joined for the chicks.
Yeah, well, oh man, yeah, peace, and the whales and all the
Greenpeace, World Wildlife Fund.
Oh yeah,
all of them. They all work too.
Yeah.
Young Democrats.
Oh yeah. Women who are sad, a lot of different.
WWAS. Was. Women who are sad.
Our birthday list includes that naughty little blonde from The Office, Angela Kingsley. Her name actually is Angela. She played Angela, Dwight's tight bundling chick friend on The Office. And apparently she quit the show when it became too...
No, she was there at the end, I thought.
I think I swear I read somewhere that she got tired of it because there was a problem. It was getting a little too goofy or something, and so she quit. I think it was some time ago. I read about that. Let's see. This is the day 1876, the Battle of the Little Big Horn. 7th Cavalry, Custer's last stand. George Armstrong, that is. 600 men, not realizing that Crazy Horse himself was leading a pack of Sioux and Cheyenne warriors, 3,000 of them. Within 1 hour, it was over. Now, there are stories now that there were some guys who escaped and the guy rode off and...
Okay. I'll tell you exactly. Yeah. Nathaniel Philbrook, the guy who wrote Mayflower, wrote a book called The Last Stand. It will tell you things about... Some survived. and they survived because they broke off into two camps.
Yeah.
And the other one survived, but they actually had to survive on top of a mesa that was completely exposed for days. And the Indians had surrounded them. They had to hide behind their dead horses, basically, and they ran out of water, so they had to sneak down day and night and go down to a ravine and get the water out of the river and come back up, and they were like right there on top of them the whole time, shooting them with arrows as they were coming up and down getting their water. But they needed the water, and this went on for days. In fact, it was more of a survival story than what happened at Little Bighorn. And the guy who leading that was from Atlanta and came here and lived his rest of his life here in Atlanta.
You're telling me that. That's right.
It's a great book.
Yeah. And again, it's Philbrook, Nathaniel Philbrook.
Yep.
Last Stand. What's the name?
The Last Stand. It will teach you things that they don't teach you in high school.
And again, the same guy who wrote Mayflower. Yeah. And if honestly, I tell you, I'm not a history guy. I mean, I love history. I hated history. I hated in school. I hated studying history because it was all just memorizing dates. It wasn't.
That's stupid. They make it uninteresting.
Yeah, it was horrible. So, but as an adult, only really it's been since I've been an adult and got into the news thing. I said, boy, I didn't know that before, and I am flabbergasted, and I'm thinking, oh my God, why don't people know this? Anyway, those two, Philbrook, man, is
or anything
awesome.
With David McCullough.
Yeah,
those two guys.
Yeah, that's right. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Newsy stuff. Oh, can I do one more music thing? Yesterday. Well, speaking of the love song, we were talking about love songs, and I mentioned to Flounder, and I got this totally wrong yesterday. We were talking, I was trying to remember, and I said it was the girl at the Olympics who's married to Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, and I thought that was the one I was talking about, and no, that wasn't. I was actually talking about Shania Twain. Mm-hmm. And the music song that I asked Flounder to put on my magic music stick was Always and Forever. Mm-hmm. And that, to me, is one of the most beautiful love songs you've ever heard. Just, one quick lyric at the very beginning of the song when she basically it seems like it's a first date and they're hugging each other for the first time, and then he says to her, she says, "I'll always remember when you whispered to me I could stay right here forever in your arms." And the way she sings it, and it's just.
All right, two things. Number one, you got to change your magic stick name to your love stick.
That could be a little iffy.
And two, would you rather Shania or Faith Hill?
Oh, can I have half of each? No.
You got to pick one. Shania.
I got to go Shania.
A younger Shania. I don't know what she looks like now.
Well, I think she's probably put on a couple of.
She still looks pretty good.
She's a handsome woman. She's definitely a sexy woman, and she's always been, to me, she's been kind of a man's woman kind of thing. Now, Faith Hill is just a beautiful, sweet woman. I don't know anything about her other than she. I don't get a lot of vibes out of her. That she's kind of cool. I think she's
from Mississippi. She's a good girl. Yeah. How do you define a man's woman?
A man's woman is one who gets it. You know, and it's not. I mean, she understands the guy saying, "Oh, you freaking man," you know. In other words, she understands that she's not. You know, she doesn't stick her nose up. Well, for example. Never mind.
I saw a comedian last night. He says, I'm never getting married. You know why?
Why?
I have a friend, Jason, who got married.
Yeah.
And his name used to be Jason. But now his name is Jason.
See, there you are. 324, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We got news. We'll talk about the judge thing. One quick thing. This is in the news. Atlanta is trying to land the Sundance Film Festival. The Sundance Film Festival is in Park City, Utah until 2027. It expires in 2027. So Atlanta is one of the firms being considered as a replacement for the Sundance Film Festival. Do we want the Sundance Film Festival in Atlanta?
Yes. Was it the one Robert Redford started?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we do want that here. That's kind of nice.
Now, they're saying that because we have an established film industry supported by the state's long-running generous and transferable tax credit is Georgia's largest corporate incentive. Over the past 5 years, the state has doubled its available soundstage space. Mm-hmm. The release to get the Sundance Festival said the city has pledged $2 million in support, a robust array of concessions and support to the festival. Didn't identify what they are, but the website draws attention to the city's diversity and initiatives within the business community to accelerate racial equity. There'll be 120,000 attendees, could bring in $238 million in business. It could bring in $390 million if it grows to 200,000 attendance, which is what they would expect anyway. So
it's prestigious.
It's a thing, yeah. I mean, and it's like celebrities. I mean, it would be a thing. I mean, Park City, Utah is one thing, which is a tourist winter, a family. But Atlanta, Georgia, is a big metropolis. I don't know how we'd pull that off.
Do it in the fall, for God's sake. Don't do it in the July.
Well, I don't. In fact, we're trying to remember when they have it. I think it's a. Well, didn't they just do it? I don't remember. Anyway, I was just all right. 326. The probate judge from Douglas County, Christina Peterson, the 38-year-old judge who's got a serious attitude problem, will be a judge no more, according to the Georgia Supreme Court, has just ruled today, you're out. Probate Judge Christina Peterson, 38 years old, found guilty of systemic incompetence. That's pretty much the worst kind. You can be incompetent, but if you are systemically incompetent, it means that's what you are. You are an incompetent person.
I think I was fired once for that from Ace Hardware.
There
systemic
you go. Well, you forgot to clock in. It was just you keep forgetting. So, let's see. In one misconduct case, and there are a bunch of them. She put a woman in jail who was a naturalized citizen born in Thailand. She tried to change her marriage license for the real father's name of her kid, and the judge said, well, I think you're trying to cheat the judge. So she sentenced her to jail. I mean, it was
racism.
Yeah, it was just
against the poor Asian woman.
Exactly. And the panel found that the woman was acting in good faith. She wasn't trying to do anything. The judge was being a bitch, just freaking uppity. And then the judge made untruthful testimony when they asked her about it. So, I mean, what more do you expect? One of 30 counts brought against this judge. 30. She cannot be elected or eligible to be appointed to any future judicial position for at least 7 years. Now, this is the woman who was arrested last Thursday at the Red Martini Restaurant and Lounge in a dispute with somebody. Cops were arresting some woman, and the judge stepped in and started hitting police officers in the chest and beating on them, and she was hammered, apparently. And then Marvin Arrington Jr. God, when he shows up at the podium with, as a news conference to show the injustice of this woman, she's not getting the kind of attention she deserves as a victim for the system or what the hell?
She's on the stand crying. And he goes, do you not get enough attention for what you've done? She goes, no one's written a book about me or interviewed me. It's like, what are you? Is that why you're a judge? So you got attention to yourself?
Well, when you're trying to compare yourself to Fannie, the Fannie Flusy, the DA of Fulton County, if you're only a probate in Douglas County, you want to be DA in Fulton County one day. And so you got to be as uppity as you can, I guess.
What is going on with here in Atlanta with Fannie? The chick up there in New York, I forget her name. The woman in that little town outside of Chicago that's spending all her money at the Four Seasons here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
This woman, what is it? It's like a rash of young black women who get power and just go nuts.
Yeah, and again, it sounds like a racist comment, but it's a racial comment. It's not a racist comment.
It's a string,
but it's a set of facts that make you wonder what the hell's going on. It's an especially high profile case.
Right.
This is anyway. I don't know. 329. By the way, Hunter Biden is no longer going to be a lawyer. He lost his license today, suspended indefinitely until he is sentenced, which will happen. Now, actually, they have not set a date for sentencing Hunter Biden. He faces 25. Hunter Biden faces 25 years in prison for lying on his gun forms and $750,000 in fines. But check this out. So the judge has ruled that his Washington, D.C. license to practice law has been suspended, and it'll be taken off a period forever good when he's officially sentenced. But here's the thing. Hunter Biden could face 25 years. That's never going to happen, obviously. But federal sentencing guidelines recommend a sentence for defendants like the president's son between 15 and 21 months in prison. a year and a little bit, a year and a half or so in prison. Do you think Hunter Biden's going to be going to prison at all? And if he does, I mean, if he goes at all, it doesn't matter whether it's 1 month or 24 months, it'll still be going to prison.
Did you say he lost his licence?
His licence.
That is what I've been saying, you idiot.
So I can become a police officer. Well, you take the test.
Shut up, you idiot.
I don't ask the monkey. But sorry. Got distracted. The crime is solved. 3:30, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Flounder's Funny's coming up, and Holy Crap and Sports. Oh, and the Hawks draft tomorrow. I got a question about the big, tall, skinny guy. And Pete Davis has the answer coming up. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out.
The Morning Extra is live weekday mornings from 6 to 10, and here's what you missed.
Listening on Friday to Kimmer. Well, apparently some girls were walking through to go to the Braves game again, and he started talking about...
See, you sound like a dirty old man.
I was being friendly.
He's so horny. That's all it comes down to.
Being friendly.
That's such a filthy sounding word to me.
He's a gentleman. He's a Marine. He's a badass, and he's really horny.
Yeah.
And
why are you saying that word again?
So if I can hit 2 out of 3,
I hate
3
that.
out of 4, aren't you kind of allowed to be horny at that point if you're the other 3?
Stop!
Why is horny make you so?
I don't know. It's such an awful word. It's like periwinkle. I hate that word too.
Periwinkle?
Yes, I hate both those words.
Do you like my periwinkle shirt?
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. every weekday morning on Extra 106.3 FM.
They were
and
just
the Extra
excited
app.
because all three of them were actually in the room together for the first time in like 8 months or something. 3:32. How's it going? Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. Look out. Yeah, Atlanta Safe House, our sponsor of the Kipper Show, and me personally, because I've had a couple of safes from Atlanta Safe House, which they took the darn thing down to Florida when I retired because I couldn't find my medical. I've told the story about the medical records. And the VA, they told me to pound sand basically for something I can't prove. Anyway, so that's why you need a safe. And so we talk about gun safes, of course, but you should understand, now there are pistol safes, which are designed to hold a pistol or, something that size you can carry with you in your car or whatever, you're traveling or moving, whatever. But the gun safes, now don't misunderstand, these gun safes, and they're beauties. Browning, Fort Knox, American Security, Gardall, Vaultec, all the great names, great prices, are basically always on sale. And the gun safes, it doesn't mean they're only for guns. It means is they will hold rifles and shotguns or whatever, but they can design, they can put stuff inside these safes to do anything you want. Little nooks and crannies, shelving units and stuff like that. So I'm telling you, it's exactly what you need for paperwork and business stuff and documents, your wedding stuff and your marriage or divorce things, your living will, all the stuff. My kids know exactly what to do, where to go, and it just makes everything so much simpler. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. They have a safe room. They have a showroom in Ackworth, and tell them the Kimmer sent you when you check out their pistol safes and business safes and all the other safes. Great deals, and they're ready to help you. Jeff and Mark at AtlantaSafehouse.com.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Cub Cadet. The move to a zero-turn lawnmower is an exciting one for any homeowner. And if you're looking to step up from your current machine, a zero-turn mower from Cub Cadet and Howard Brothers is a great place to start. Ask yourself if saving time, sidestepping obstacles, and improving your overall mowing experience sounds like a step up from your current situation. If so, be sure to check out the full Cub Cadet line of innovative zero turns. Cub Cadet is sold at Howard Brothers locations in Alpharetta, Athens, Dorval, Duluth, Lula, and Oakwood. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Howard Brothers and Cub Cadet.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Hey, it's Tug from my friends, the Frost family of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about their family's company all the time here on Extra 106.3. First Liberty has helped hundreds of small businesses grow by saying yes when the big banks say no. On Wall Street, opportunities to earn big returns are everywhere. But for Main Street investors, those opportunities are hard to find. Until now. Our First Liberty notes are now open to qualified Main Street investors, paying interest rates of 8 to 13% 13% while helping fuel the growth of small businesses right here in Georgia. With a few basic qualifications and with as little as $25,000, qualified Main Street investors just like you can earn an 8 to 13% interest rate. If this is you, they'd love to hear from you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and consider joining the First Liberty family today. That's FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Horizon Background Screening is a fully licensed and insured private investigations firm that focuses on litigation support for law firms, criminal defense cases, and background investigations. We are also FCRA compliant and process pre-employment background checks, tenant screening, and background checks for volunteer organizations. Whether your business is a law firm needing anything from scene investigations to witness interviews, or a company that requires pre-employment background checks, we have the experience you need. Visit horizonscreening.com to learn more. That's horizonscreening.com.
All right, I got now. By the way, this is a big day in Beatles music history. Part of it I'm about to explain to you, and another part I'm going to do later as part of our history notes. Timber, Pete, and Flounder, 336. Hold on, Martin got a phone call too, but first, the Beatles. Here we go. Let's play this part for a minute here, Flounder. Good part here. There you go. On this day, 2009, a Sgt. Pepper souvenir poster with the signatures of all 4 Beatles. Now, I can't believe this. 2009, the poster of Sgt. Pepper with all their signatures sold at a pop memorabilia auction in New York City. What would you expect that all 4 signatures of the Beatles on that poster would sell for?
$75,000.
Flounder, what would you guess? Well, you probably saw this.
I didn't actually see the numbers, so I'll go 76,000.
Without going, you Price is Right bastard.
No, see, now it's over $52,000. I thought it'd be like $500,000.
I thought it'd be more. Yeah.
I'm really surprised. This is 2009, so it's not like it was 1968 or something. You know? Anyway, it was a pop memorabilia auction. Other items under the hammer: Bob Dylan's handwritten lyrics of some songs for $25,000, and a bass guitar owned by Kurt Cobain sold for $43,000. That doesn't really sound well. I don't know. I mean, that sounds kind of not spectacular. I'm sort of surprised. All right, hold on. We got a phone call. Martin, you're on the radio, man. How's it going? What's up? It's Tuesday, and you're on the air, my friend.
This is it. So is that a minky?
I have a bimp upon my a bimp. You have a what? A bimp? Yes, I have a bimp. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm pretty confident that Hunter, due to his addiction affliction, that his livelihood is intact. The probability that he'll ever pass a bar is poor at best. So I would say his livelihood is intact.
Yeah, whatever that is, I don't know.
Well, it's a bar exam. The bar exam.
Yeah.
He's going to be disbarred. He'll never pass another exam.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Too stupid.
What a white trash family. You know, I mean, seriously. And by the way, whatever happened to all the investigations of the offshore accounts, that, the 24 offshore accounts and the 150 red flags of money laundering for international banking? I mean, my God, it's like it never happened. Nobody cares. I mean, it's just,
All right, so tell me, 38 minutes or less for the mumble.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Biden.
For the debate Thursday.
Over and under on when he starts mumbling. Wow, that's a great question. Wow, let's see. He's
remember what you said the other day.
Yeah, in fact, what is we should do an over-under when he says a key phrase such as "I'm not kidding," or what's the one he says like
no joke.
No joke.
Yeah.
No joke.
That's a good one.
And that gives him an opportunity to try to think of what to say next, and so we know that. And it's like the mumbling. I'll bet you're in the first 15 minutes.
He's not going to full 90 minutes. I guarantee you that.
Well, and again, what are they doing for 8 days? And they have a team of 16 or 19 people working with him right now at the secret location.
Plastic surgery.
Oh my God! I mean,
I can guarantee you it's not physical therapy.
Yeah, well, it'll be chemical something. I mean, that they're.
Yeah.
Oh Lordy. Anyway, Martin, thanks, man. I appreciate it. 340. I really can't wait for that debate. I can't imagine how he's going to survive Biden for 90 minutes.
Well, we're saying that, and it's all over Twitter about he's going to do this, he's going to fall, he's going to do this. Quit saying that.
Yeah, I know.
Quit lowering the expectations. So all he has to do is step over it.
Well, the thing
he's the president. We should demand that he be sharp as a tack.
Right? Absolutely. If
Trump is smart, he's just going to let Biden talk.
Well, I think that's the key phrase. Let him talk. And I'm almost glad that they're cutting off the mics, because you're going to see Biden jumping up like a puppet. But and Trump won't be able to interrupt him. Let him talk. And by the way, here's what I thought about this coming in the car today. Wrote a note, forgot to bring it in. It's in my car seat, but I thought of it just now, so it doesn't really matter. No, I have to take notes. Little things in my head, and by the time I think about thinking them, I've forgotten them. I mean, I'm at that stage now where my real instant fun. Oh my God, I got to do this later. If I don't write it down, it's going to be gone. Anyway, here's the thing about the debate. I'm hoping, and I haven't. If it's in there, I haven't read it yet. In the debate style, are they going to give them only 30 or 60 seconds to answer a question, or are they going to let them talk? If they, here's what bothers me, or what scares me. If the debate theme is, or this, the physical thing of the debate, the setup of the debate is that each person gets 90 seconds to respond or something, then Biden will be able to pull off a 60 or 70 second answer of his platitudes and his, they're going to be drumming into him all basically sound bites.
He'll be joking with Tapper and
he'll be able to pull off a minute's worth of speaking. But if he's allowed, if he goes 3-4 minutes or whatever, he'll never make it.
But CNN has got it built in. If he starts stumbling, they're going to step in with some way to save him.
Well, that to me was what worries me the most, is if he gets to stop talking after about a minute, he'll be able to pull that off. They'll be practicing right now how he can answer anything at all in a minute. And if he can stop talking after that, he can pull it off. But
they'll be all stitched. Stop talking.
Time. I can't wait for him to turn to his aides and say, line. I forgot what I was supposed to say.
Turn to President Trump.
Pause. Salute the Marine. God, I swear to God.
Joke with Jake.
He said, salute the Marine. The guy, salute the Marine. He said, salute the Marine. Oh, God.
Thank you, San Diego.
Put it up there. By the way, our birthday list, and help me out, Pete. I've forgotten exactly why we hate this girl. Busy Phillips, 45 years old. She was on Peacock's Girls 5E. I don't know what that is. Audrey on Dawson's Creek. Amy Schumer's best friend and I Feel Pretty. Busy Phillips, that blonde girl. And didn't she have something about abortions or Busy, B-U-S-Y?
She was on with Courtney Cox in that show in Florida, which was kind of funny. Yeah, she's a flaming,
but she did
stupid.
It was a
lib.
I forgot exactly what it was, but it was so outrageously.
She's done more than one thing.
Yeah. Anyway, Busy Phillips is 45 here.
Airhead.
And our I mentioned an Indian battle of Little Bighorn and Custer's last stand at the last break. Well, on this, that was in 1876, I think. On the same day, in 1938, more Indian lore. Long before the Nazi Party existed, the Native Americans used the swastika symbol for good luck. So Native American businesses in America, this is 1938, Hitler making a run in Germany, in Europe, Native American businesses were using the swastika on all their stores because it was all a good luck sign until all of a sudden he said, by the way, you got to get rid of those signs.
Well, he got it from India because it was a Hindu symbol.
It's been used all
it was an Aryan symbol, which is what he thanked the great Aryan race. Yeah. But when we went over the Falcons in 2000 to Tokyo, the Shinto shrines have those all over the place. And the players were freaking out. What are all these swastikas doing here?
Well, it was long before Hitler Hunter took it over.
Yeah,
It was a symbol for civilizations for thousands.
The spinning wheel of life.
Yeah. 344, Kevin Pete and Flounder. Judge Mershon has lifted part of the gag order he imposed on Donald Trump after the jury found him guilty on all those counts. They've been fighting the gag order since he imposed it on at the start of the trial, but the trial's over, so he has lifted the gag order, at least on part. Donald Trump can now talk about witnesses and jurors, but he cannot talk about prosecutors and the court staff and their family.
Can you talk about rural jurors?
The rural jurors. But again, by the way, Trump's lawyers were saying, if he doesn't lift this gag order, Donald Trump could go to jail for going to the debate. Because if he complains about the people who testified against him, he could go to jail if he goes in the debate. So, I mean, this is how the fix is in against Donald Trump. And luckily, I can't believe it, but the judge said, because he would have been overturned on that one. Anyway, think of what a mess. Going after him, all this stuff. Here's another example of it. I mean, it's just incredible. What's that? I hear some teeny music in the background.
It's break time.
I'll tell you 345, which explains everything. With the Kevin Pete and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230 on 106.3 on a beautiful, hot, summer-like Tuesday afternoon. Here we go.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
The most powerful union in America, I've told you many times, teachers' unions, solidly in the Democrat camp, 100%. That is why Democrats constantly fight school choice, because teachers' unions hate the idea of parents deciding where their kid will go to school. That's the government's job. Thank you, Democrats.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Summer is in full swing, and there's nothing more American than spending your July 4th week at Truist Park. The week begins when the Pittsburgh Pirates come to town, June 28th through the 30th. On the 28th, fans are invited to arrive early for the CMT Hot Prospects Concert Series in the Battery Atlanta Plaza, featuring up-and-coming country artist Ashley Cook. And on Sunday, June 30th, the first 3,000 kids through the gates will receive an American flag junk headband. The fun continues with the Giants and Phillies July 2nd through the 7th, and 2 amazing freebies. Step into the Spider-Verse at Truist Park on July 3rd for the Michael Harris II Inspired by Miles Morales bobblehead giveaway, presented by Coca-Cola. And to round out the homestand, the first 3,000 kids on Sunday, July 7th will get a Braves backpack. So check that off your back-to-school list. Check out all of the fun at Braves.com/promos and purchase your tickets today. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
The warm air, the beautiful weather, and the sounds of baseball. It's got you thinking about hitting the road. And no matter where your adventures take you, Subaru of Gwinnett has a vehicle to get you there safely and in style. Like the 2024 Subaru Outback, which will take you as far as you want to explore. It's standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus up to 32 miles per gallon. And if you're up for adventure, it'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance, more than the Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. Or the 2024 Subaru Forester, the SUV for all you love. It's the right size SUV for all the adventures ahead, with a spacious and comfortable interior for everyone you want to bring along. No matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
This year, treat yourself to an explosive 4th of July with Great Grizzly Fireworks. They're giving you a chance to win a $5,000 fireworks prize pack. Sign up and register to win at fireworks365.com/fan.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 or older to enter. Winner will be selected on Friday, July 5th, 2024, and will be responsible for picking up their prize.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Okay, here we go. Oh, I got to get my thing here. And here we go. All right, I got now 3:50, 10 before 4. How you doing? It's only the Kimmer with Pete and Flounder and Lenny Kravitz. 1993.
No, this is Michael Jackson.
Like I said, it was Michael Jackson. See, what I did was I skipped ahead to the song.
Michael Jackson is the next one in line, my friend.
I know it is. I was distracted because I had to go back to my phone to get the last one there, the thing there.
Crap. Good night, everybody.
And I like this song. I know this song, but I don't know why I said I was reading as opposed to listening.
You'll do anything that's put in front of you.
You, San Diego. Sorry, boys. It's too hot. It hot.
Is too. Although when I got up this morning, it's 52 degrees.
Well, in the mountains, yeah. But I mean, I go outside to get the paper at 5:22 or something, and it's got to be 88. And it's just brutal. Anyway, Michael Jackson on this day in 2009 died. He was only 50. Heart failure in Beverly Hills. 8th child of the Jackson family. Debuted with his brothers as a member of the Jackson 5 in 1964. Michael Jackson credited for transforming the music video into an art form and a promotional tool. 4 of his solo albums are among the world's best-selling records. Off the Wall, Bad, Dangerous, History. His 1982 Thrillers, world best-selling record of all time. 50. Okay, bye now. No. So the phones, it's Swatoon. You're on the radio with Kimmer, Pete, Flounder. How you doing, sir? Welcome aboard. What's up?
Hey, Kimmer. When it comes to the debate on Thursday,
yeah.
Any questions they ask him about it? For instance, what's your thought about economy? He just need to say, I'll bring it back as it was in 2016, and so on. Any question, he just needs to bring back his memory of his presidency so people would remember, actually, and may say, like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, he has to compare. If he can just relax enough to compare. He said, look, okay, gas prices in 2020 were, $1.85, and today they're, $3.92. And just go, the economy, the energy, open borders, the number of people, 8 million people have yet to be certified for their hearings before the Department of Homeland Security or whatever. I mean, it's just one thing after another. Yeah. If he can just play it cool and just, show the differences of what it was and what it is. Yeah. I think you're right. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all he has to do. Just remind everybody how it was in 2016, because everybody who's voting this November actually went through Biden's and Trump's economy.
Yeah.
So they all should remember. He just needs to remind the people, hey, this is what's going on. And like when it comes to war, he just say like, what war? When I was president, there was no wars and stuff like you just need to say about him, what he did, and
bring back, and again, I hope he's going to say, this all began, the downfall of America in the eyes of the world began with his Afghanistan withdrawal, the most disgraceful military operation in American history. Cost those needlessly lives, all those people falling off of airplanes. What were they thinking? They could ride an airplane wing to America? I mean, the whole system was ridiculous.
Hey, Kimmer, you really think that those CNN hosts they're going to let him bring Afghanistan into that?
Well, that's the other thing. How much you're going to interrupt? They're going to say, well, no, are they going to fact check? I mean, how nervy would that be if these two CNN haters who called Trump a Nazi and Hitler, if they say, well, that's a lie, Mr. President, and they won't do it against Biden? I mean, I think this is really going to be. I think we're going to see things about the hosts and both of the subjects that we may have never seen before. This really could be a very interesting piece of television history here.
Technically, right now you are. There's two sides. There is elites and mentally ill people versus hardworking people and common sense people.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So, dude, thank you. Always a pleasure, my 354.
The problem is Biden has the media on his side.
Yeah.
So even if he does terrible, they just won't report it.
Well, and you also have to wonder. I mean, I'm wondering how CNN is going to help him along. How they're going to, not only softball questions, but again, they're on display.
He knows the questions.
Yeah. I'm sure that his staff has inside stuff about what exactly. Well, he also knows what the, there's no secret question. There's nothing we already don't know that he could be asked. So it's not like he can't prepare.
I wouldn't be surprised if the camera accidentally cuts to Jake Tapper and he's holding up cue cards for Biden to read.
Or slow down or like that.
By the way, there's a guy on Twitter. He goes by the name Johnny Midnight.
Oh, yeah, that's my name, by the way. Sorry.
Well, anyway, and he's got a new look on this. He says, "The roast of Joe Biden, hosted by Donald J. Trump, live on CNN Thursday, June 27th.
The roast of Joe Biden. Well, now that's the other debate thing. Are you going to let him hang himself? I think let him talk. The longer he talks, the more trouble he'll be in. The longer you let Joe talk, the worse he's going to come out.
What's Sun Tzu say and Machiavelli say? When your enemy is making a mistake, don't interrupt him.
Let him make it. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Flounder's Funnies for Nuckies, Hoagies, 355. What do you got there, Flounder?
I'm trying to eat healthier myself. I was at this diner before I came out here. I was getting they had a thing on the menu. It was called a protein scramble. I go, that sounds healthy. Then I read the ingredients. Basically, it was an egg omelet with chunks of chicken meat in it. There's a chicken omelet, which is wrong. I mean, you don't take the eggs out of a chicken and then cook the chicken and put it in the eggs. That's too much chicken. Who the hell is back there cooking? Some kind of chicken serial killer? I mean, that's an omelet that spans 2 generations of chicken. That's not breakfast. That's a vendetta. You know what I mean? Who's ordering breakfast? Tony Soprano? Listen, I want the chicken dead. I want his family dead. I want his unborn babies dead. I don't want any chickens coming back at me after we take care of that thing. It's crazy.
After take care of that thing. Yeah, did you do that thing? Yeah, that thing over there. Yeah, we did that thing. Every gangster movie, that's exactly how they talk to the boss. Did you do that thing? That thing over in the other place? Yeah, that one we were doing. Yeah, I did that thing. I don't even know what that means. 357. And yes, I didn't forget your birthday for all you demanding the birthday list. And no, this is kind of cool. June Lockhart.
Yes.
June Lockhart is 99 years old.
Damn.
June Lockhart was one of the Lassie moms in the second series of TV shows with a little blonde-haired kid. She was also Lost in Space.
Lost in Space? That's how I remember.
Yep. Yeah. June Lockhart, 99. By the way, for the record, the first Lassie TV series back when I was a kid was with Tommy Rettig was the Jeff. And Jan Clayton was the mom.
She was so cool, June Lockhart. Yeah. She knew all the rockers in the 60s, even though she was a little older. And Billy Mummy, who was the kid on, says that she took her and him and Angela Cartwright, who was the older sister, to see the Doors.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that story. Angela Cartwright was also in The Sound of Music, one of the Trapp family people. She was one of the Trapp family girls. If I'm not mistaken, too. Anyway, 358 can repeat and flounder. Oh, also, this is a very important day. We mentioned the Beatles song here a minute ago. A very important day in Beatles history because on this day in 1967, the Beatles made a song for the world. They recorded All You Need Is Love in front of an international TV audience on Our World, the first global live TV link. 26 countries, 350 million people watched them record All You Need Is Love live. The BBC had wanted the Beatles to write a song for the contribution to the program containing a simple message to be understood by all nationalities. 26 countries, the Beatles recorded All You Need Is Love to the international audience that they could all understand.
I wish they'd come out with I Am the Walrus and have everybody try and figure out what that meant around the world.
I still don't know what that means.
It doesn't mean anything. It's nonsense.
But All You Need Is Love, that was done on this day live. 26 countries, 1967, 350 million people watched that happen. I don't remember that being that. I don't know why I didn't know. I was in the Marines at the time. I didn't know anything about it. Yeah, there you go. The BBC asked them to write a song for the world. And they did. Da, dum, da, dum, bum, bum, bum. I got down there. I can't believe it. Coming up on 4 o'clock, Kipper, Pete, Flounder. Holy Graphic Sports later. The Hawks have a decision to make, and I think they're going to like it. Coming up with Pete Davis and Kipper and Flounder here. 106. Da, da, da.
Nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
Different debate prep. I'm Tom Graham, Fox News. President Biden remains hunkered down as Thursday's CNN presidential debate approaches. Well, Donald Trump has been in the public eye. He's also making an unusual request as he continues to spotlight Mr. Biden's age. Fox's David Spunt.
President Biden has not been at the White House at all over the weekend. He's not expected to be here this week. He's been at Camp David since last Thursday, the presidential retreat in the Maryland mountains. This Thursday, 1 week later, he'll leave from Camp David and fly to Atlanta, Georgia, the site of the CNN debate. Now, former President Donald Trump has suggested both men on stage should be drug tested, but be clear, there's no indication that would actually take place before or after the debate. The rules will be strict. There will be no audience. Microphones will be cut off if a candidate goes over time.
Well, meantime, a judge modifying Donald Trump's gag order in his New York hush money case. The move will allow the former president to publicly criticize witnesses and jurors. Trump has already been convicted in the case. Part of the gag order will stay in place, banning Trump from being critical comments about prosecutors and court staff. The NTSB's final report is out following that toxic train derailment in eastern Ohio.
An apology from NTSB Chair Jennifer Homendy to East Palestine, Ohio, for the impact caused by last year's Norfolk Southern train derailment, for which we now know the cause.
The derailment occurred shortly after a hot bearing detector broadcast a critical alarm about a wheel bearing's temperature. 38 rail cars derailed, 11 of which were transporting hazardous material.
The NTSB proposing new rules governing railroads' operational responses to failure warnings amid lingering health concerns and environmental cleanup from the toxic chemical explosion and spill. That Norfolk Southern Railroad has also agreed to settle for hundreds of millions of dollars in class action claims and fines. Jeff Monosso, Fox News.
America's listening to Fox News.
Donald Trump Jr. here. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back, but you can stop your losses by diversifying into a gold IRA from my friends at Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. That's PROTECT to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold right now.
Message and data rates may apply. Progressive knows when you own a boat, life on land is a tough sell.
Come on down to Land, where you can do things like clean your gutters, pay tolls, and even get the wrong thing you ordered. We got it all. Potholes, people talking at the movies, and don't forget about flat tires when it's raining. It's Land.
Life on a boat is way more relaxing, so customize your coverage with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. And relax knowing you got the coverage you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 rating based on 2022 boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
And now Lenny Kravitz.
There you go.
And by the way, in fact, when I missed, I got so flustered when I was so stupid the last break when I forgot. I skipped one of Michael Jackson. And I mentioned on this day in 2009, Michael Jackson died at the age of 50. And I also I forgot to mention, I even wrote it on the script. The same day, Farrah Fawcett died. A few hours after Michael Jackson, same day, 2009, Farrah Fawcett had anal cancer. I know, I'm sorry, but it wasn't rectal, it was anal cancer, and she was 62. Farrah Fawcett. Now, Lenny Kravitz, 1993, the first of 3-day Glastonbury Festival in England, featured Suede, Belly, Lemonheads, The Orb, Red Hot Chili Peppers, The Black Crowes, Lenny Kravitz, Verve, Porno for Pyro, and Teenage Fan Club. Tickets were $98 for 3 days. Lenny Kravitz, 1993. All right. Well, there you go. That's a little history.
Did you see what I just tweeted you or sent you guys?
I'm going to get to it in just 1 second. Yeah. See, that's why.
Why did you do that?
People wondering. Well, it's just a little history note. Birthdays include Dynamite. J.J. Walker. He played J.J. Evans on Good Times. Jimmy Walker. J.J. Walker. 77 years old today. Dynamite. And our birthday history list includes 1950 armed forces from North Korea smash into South Korea, starting the Korean War. It would last 3 years. When America entered to help the South, China showed up to help the North. And the Korean War, they called it the Forgotten War, and people have been trying to make up for that ever since. Our 4 o'clock hour brought to you by our friends at Atlanta Safe House, home of the Kimmer Safes. You need a safe. If you don't know what you do, take it from me. I found out the hard way. They have a showroom in Ackworth, and check them out on the web at atlantasafehouse.com. Now, Flounder just found this. I guess this is good. That guy, Cat Turd. Do everybody know? Everybody knows what that is? Is it one guy or is it a?
Yeah. Yes, it's one guy in Texas, I believe.
Is that what it is? Anyway, he's come out with a thing, just reminding folks that remember when John Podesta said this about Hillary in his leaked emails? Quote. Also, and John Podesta was her guy, her key campaign guy. Quote, also, I've noticed she's had an odor lately. It reminds me of a combination of boiled cabbage, urine, and farts. I'm guessing it's either connected to her fall or simply the fact that she rarely bathes. Outside of encouraging her to take a shower once in a while, I don't know what to do about this. Any suggestions would be appreciated. Oh, my God. Remember that? And that's why I started calling her Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage. Because he said it. Yeah. He also had his password was password, which is... I swear to God, I'm not making that up. Anyway, that's from Catturd, just a reminder. 404-741-1230. 741-1230 is our number. A couple more political and legal things here. Donald Trump's lawyers are arguing that the Mar-a-Lago search in the first place was without probable cause and a violation of the Republican presidential nominee's constitutional rights. They appeared in U.S. District Court, Southern District of Florida today. Judge Eileen Cannon at the bench. Donald Trump's attorney said the search was impermissibly large, arguing the Mar-a-Lago property had 58 bedrooms, 33 bathrooms, and the government needed to establish probable cause for a search of the entire property. Judge Cannon expressed skepticism, saying, what's your point? It's a property. He went on to explain FBI agents took photos of areas he said they were not supposed to search, like Melania's bedroom and the gym and Barron Trump's room. The judge said, well, you can agree, though, paperwork is a thing you could find anywhere. So she's not really putting up with it, I guess. She also said the government told the judge who signed off on the warrant certain things, but did not fully brief the FBI on where to search. So they're trying to, well, again, this has been going on for a while, has been going on for a while, and it's not done yet. 407. Now, a couple of things. I honestly, ladies and gentlemen, my friends and fans and everybody else, this is making me sick. How in the world could two grown men take a 12-year-old girl, tie her hands behind her back, tie her feet, rape her, beat her, strangle her, and throw her in the creek?
They're not men, they're animals. Worse than animals.
Animals don't do that.
No, animals don't do that.
The girl is Jocelyn Nungare, 12 years old, and guess what? In Houston today, the second of the scumbags was in court, and the prosecutor released more information, including the fact that the 12-year-old girl, Jocelyn, fought back with her dying breaths. She left bite marks and scratch marks on the guy in court today, found on him when he was arrested. The accomplice told the cops that he tried to convince Rangel Martinez to stop, but he refused and climbed on top of the girl and strangled her. He replied allegedly he had to finish what he started as he covered her mouth. And I can't help thinking about, and again, I wish I hadn't even mentioned this part. Jocelyn's feet were bound. Her back was covered in cuts. They lured her under a bridge. They stripped her naked to the waist, assaulted her for 2 hours. Her feet bound, her hands bound behind her back. And I can't help but think what the last few minutes of this little girl's life was like for her. Struggling, fighting, biting, scratching. And these two scumbags crossed illegally in the border. One was given an ankle monitor, removed in May. They said, well, he had no criminal history, so we took off the ankle monitor. Federal authorities released him, another one into the country, fitted with an ankle monitor, which he tracked him for 21 days, and he cut it off. Our immigration system is broken. If there was ever a case that reflected it, it's this one, said the DA. One of these scumbags, a father of two whose family's not in Texas, admitted to tying the little girl up and throwing her body in a bayou, but he says, I didn't kill her. It was the other guy who killed her after 2 hours of raping her. The little girl was seen on surveillance video going into a 7-Eleven the night she was killed. They walked her to a bridge where her body was later found half naked and strangled. She had sneaked out of her home. She had sneaked out of the house, 12 years old, went to the 7-Eleven, and that's where these two scumbags caught up with her and lured her under the bridge.
If you follow In Wokeness on Twitter, he has spread one that a lot of other people, too. They put together a montage of all the young girls and the policemen that have been killed by the illegal invaders in the last few weeks, last 2 or 3 months. And it's just one after another.
Is it audio or video or written?
It's video that I see. I don't have the sound on right now.
We need somewhere to be able to play. I hope that comes up as part of the debate and in commercials between now and November. I mean,
they're running it as the ad, America 2100 or something like that.
And that's the 12-year-old girl case. And again, what do you think were her last minutes on Earth?
Laken Riley's last
12. Yeah. Victor Martinez Hernandez arrested at the Oklahoma area in connection with the Maryland murder. The Maryland woman, Rachel Moran, 37, raped and beaten before she was strangled on a Maryland hiking trail. The El Salvadorian national and suspected gang member has been caught. The accused killer fled his country in February, allegedly murdered a woman there the month before. Arrest warrant for his arrest. He made 3 unsuccessful attempts to get to America before he finally made it. And then as soon as he got here, he assaulted a 9-year-old girl and her mother in Los Angeles. There's an immigration crisis. This mom said, I'm not against immigration, but you don't just open the door and let any strangers in. You vet them at the door. Who are you? Why are you here? What do you want? What are you up to? What's your history? Why are you here? What's going on with you? This guy stayed with relatives in Maryland during a nationwide hunt. He left behind bags of clothing, used DNA evidence to catch him. The mom says, I'm sure she knew. Oh, my God. The mother talking about her agonizing final moments of her daughter before she was murdered, strangled after she was raped. I'm sure she knew she wasn't going to live, said the mom, breaking down in tears. I'm sure she was thinking of all her children and thinking about all the things she was going to lose. This is going to be the end of her life. She must have felt so helpless. God,
He's got the thing if you want to play it.
Oh, can we play? We got time to... Flounder's got it right here. The names of the people and the stories of the people, thanks to illegal invaders and the Democrats.
That's why I said it was a video. So it doesn't really.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was audio.
Okay, well,
it's visual.
It's more visual. So if you go to the Kimmer's Twitter page, we'll share it there.
Now, is this part of a spot by Republicans or what? Where is this?
Those Americans fed up with this. Fed up with open borders. Fed up with the elites allowing this to happen because they're not affected.
Where can they get this? In other words,
it's on Twitter. It's on. Just go to our Twitter thing, the Kimmer page, Kimmer Show, and look at it. It's called End Wokeness is one who's spreading it, and other people are spreading it. It's just all over Twitter.
Okay. All right. Or Google it if they don't do Twitter.
There's no name on it. It's just there.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, you should definitely do that. I mean, really, what the hell's... I mean, seriously, how could anybody be thinking this is a good track we're on?
The elites think that. They want us to be peasants, and
they are willing to continue this to keep him in office because that's how much they hate Donald Trump.
And us. They hate us.
And the people who support a better president. I don't like Donald Trump as a man, but by God, I'll do anything to help him get elected president. We're get rid of this.
We're too smart to vote Democrat anymore,
Jesus.
so they got to replace us.
414, Kimmer, Pate, and Flounder. I got a long way to go out here, too. Flounder's Funnies and Pete's Tweets. We got a quiz. We got a quiz.
Sure we did.
We had a quiz.
For a week.
We used to have a quiz.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
So tired of newspeak. Newspeak. I think that's a word that came out of the book 1984. But anyway, migrants. That word really gets on my nerves. They aren't migrants. They're not antelopes. They're not migrating. They're not asylum seekers either. Very few of them are legitimately seeking asylum. They are illegal aliens by definition. We're not criminals. Hell yes, you're criminals. The minute you stepped across the border with an intention to stay here, without going through the proper channels and procedures, you became a criminal and should be treated as such. Here's a surprise poll from CBS News. Very recent, by the way. 62% of the people that responded to the poll want all undocumented immigrants. That means illegal immigrants. Same thing as illegal aliens. They want them deported. All of them. Now, of that 62%, 53% of Hispanics living in this country legally want to deport all illegal aliens. This, by the way, makes Democrats very nervous because they are depending upon these illegal aliens for future power. They are to be somehow given a path to citizenship so that they will be able to vote for the party that legitimizes them. Path to citizenship, I'll tell you what the first step on that path could be. Go the hell back where you came from and apply for entry into the United States the proper way, the legal way. And by the way, I really, because I'm sick, am enjoying what's going on in New York City, the sanctuary city, where housing is guaranteed. You know what they're paying for that? The taxpayers of New York City? Over $14 billion a year. You asked for it. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. It's that time of year again when the owner of Central Heating and Air Conditioning, Chuck, brings back the 4th annual Christmas in July benefiting Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Hey, it's Tug for Central Heating and Air Conditioning. If you want to help give back to the community, all you have to do is sign up for a maintenance agreement with Central Heating and Air Conditioning, and $10 from every new maintenance agreement will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. The more maintenance agreements you sign up for, the bigger and better we can make the 4th annual Christmas in July for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Central services all makes and models. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and they've serviced over 100,000 customers right here in Atlanta. So call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com to sign up for a maintenance agreement and help Chuck and Central Heating and Air give back to the community. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
It's Deborah, not Debbie. Deborah Gibson. She grew up a little bit. I used to like Debbie Gibson. I always did. I wanted to kiss her on the mouth, too. 1968, Debbie Gibson, number 1 on the singles chart with Foolish Beat. Da, 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 da. Debbie Gibson was the youngest female to write, produce, and record an American number 1 single. She was 17. It was a number 9 hit in Britain.
I bet she looks at Taylor Swift and goes, why didn't I do that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, and again, think about Taylor Swift. Holy cow!
No, I will not.
Oh, I can't. And by the way, there's a couple of stories I didn't even want to bring. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm losing it. I swear to God. Two music things ago, I mistakenly thought we were going to talk about Lenny Kravitz, and it was Michael Jackson, and I got so flustered because I made a stupid mistake like an idiot that I mentioned that Michael Jackson on this day died at the age of 50 on this day in 2009, and I forgot to mention 2 different things. One, I mentioned. But that I also forgot to mention, and I did mention recently that Farrah Fawcett also died a few hours later, same day, 2009. On this day, she had cancer and she was 62. And then I wrote down on the bottom of the page another thing I looked up. I Googled to find out more about that, and it turned out that on her, she was on her deathbed. With her was Ryan O'Neal. Yeah. And was at her side, and Farrah Fawcett's last word was Redmond. Redmond is the name of their son. And Farrah Fawcett, when she was dying, she had her friends there by her bedside, and she was worried about her son, Redmond. And the friends were saying, everything's fine, we'll take care of him, everything's fine. And then as it became closer and closer to the end, the last word she said out of her mouth was Redmond, and then passed away. Okay. Wow. Just I thought that was of interest, and, family and death, and wow. Birthday list includes Carly Simon, 81. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Sexy
Carly
woman.
Simon is 81?
That mouth.
And those legs.
Yeah.
Remember the shot of her with those legs?
Good-looking woman.
Oh, my God. She was something. And she's the Simon & Schuster's heiress.
Yeah, James Taylor's old squeeze.
Yeah. Carly Simon, 81, You're So Vain, was about Warren Beatty. Maybe
has said. It changes every year.
She kind of denied. Yeah,
every year it changes.
Has not made it officially clear for the record. And on this day in history, 1951, I think, I can't remember the thing. 1951, the Columbia Broadcasting System, CBS, broadcast in 1951 the first color TV show, although almost no one had a color TV in 1951. Nobody in our neighborhood had one. It was an hour-long musical at 4:35 in the afternoon over 5 affiliated stations on the East Coast. The show the first color broadcast, CBS 1951. The show featured Arthur Godfrey, Ed Sullivan, William S. Paley and Frank Stanton, the two CBS guys.
I remember as a kid, we were the last people in the neighborhood to get a color TV, and we begged. I don't just see the need of it. I just don't see the need of why we should have one. He was an electrical engineer. He didn't see the need for a color TV. And I remember sitting in front of the stores going, look at that.
We all went to the stores and watched them and the window, absolutely.
I think there were two shows that changed his mind. One, Bonanza
sure.
was pretty to see.
Yeah, beautiful.
And Batman.
Oh,
Because
really?
of the colors on Batman, and all the kids were going nuts, and it was like, all right, get a damn color TV.
But Bonanza, and that was, I think it was probably, God, I don't know, 1960 or 58 or 9, or I can't remember when we actually got. I can't remember now, but anyway.
We didn't get one until the late 60s or mid-60s.
Well, I think, in fact, the other day I mentioned a history thing. I think the first time they broadcast the U.S. Open golf tournament in color was like 1965 or something. It was outrageous. Anyway, by the way, Pete just showed me a picture from behind of that ridiculous rally in New York for the congressman who's going to lose it, the guy who pulled the fire alarm, Bowman. And Ocasio Bangbangios Stupidio shows up and makes a complete. By the way, when is the last time you saw let's admit it, a sexy woman skipping and throwing her arms in the air? The last time you saw a sexy grown woman, flopping in her booze and skipping and using a thing was going to the stripper pole. When the strippers come out, they're all, hey, we're here, and they're all doing. That's exactly what she was doing.
Yeah, she went nuts.
I mean, but if you look at the picture, Google the picture. Was it on a news story or what?
It's on Twitter.
Google the picture, Twitter the picture from behind, showing the crowd. There are like 40 people there.
Maybe a little more than that.
Well, okay, 100. But still, it wasn't 20,000.
She was acting like she was at Nuremberg with 100,000 people with torches.
Yeah.
And there was maybe 500 people there.
Yeah, and remember, the flounder pointed out the first thing you realize when she says, we need to take back our country. Yeah, from the last 4 years.
Okay,
you idiots.
If a MAGA person says we need to take back our country, that's a dog whistle. Yeah. That's racism.
Right.
But they can say it. What the hell do they mean by that?
I know. And by the way, some of the we played the sound yesterday, but some of the rally words, she defended herself being such an idiot. She said, Fox News is big mad at us, but we're many, not money. We rallied 1,200 people to the Bronx. Oh, my ass. Even so, that's pretty bad. If you can't get more than 1,200 people.
How many people live in the Bronx? What's the population of the Bronx?
4 million, something like that. And she said, we got all these volunteers and everything. It's called organizing, and it's fun as hell. Well,
1.4 million.
Exactly. Yeah, they got 1,000 people. Maybe they got more like 600, 500, 400 people there. And they played to the song whose lyrics go like this: "Hoes better lower their tone when they're spittin'. Bitches is washed soap on the dishes. I apply pressure like boa constrictors." She was dancing to that slogan from Cardi B song. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Enough. It was called Enough. We've had enough. We've had enough.
Well, that's Obama's line.
Enough. Oh, my God. 426. Flounder, let's play our liberal friend causing a ruckus when he went in. He was wearing a MAGA hat into a store. And the store owner, this young guy, absolutely had a Trump derangement syndrome meltdown. Demon-possessed liberal making the rounds on Twitter when the guy wearing a MAGA hat walks into a vape shop here in Atlanta. And here's what happened.
Problem with you, sir. I'd like to purchase some of this naked vape juice, though. Would that be all right? All right, see, because... Okay, here's where we're at.
Leave the store.
Here's where we're at.
Leave the store.
Here's
Leave
where...
the store.
Here's where we're at.
Leave the store. Get out. Get out.
Help your customer.
You notice how the pitch gets higher and higher at the end?
It was like, well, who's the comedian? Sam Kinison.
Say it. That's the guy.
It's Sam Kinison.
That's not sound effects. That's a real guy. Jeez. Holy smokes. By the way, for the record, Donald Trump is asking Joe Biden to take a drug test before the debate, and he says, I'll take one too. Drug test for Crooked Joe. I would immediately agree to one. I don't think there's much chance of that happening. But they're saying there is no universe in which he's not being medicated before the debate. If he wants to dispel that, he should offer to take a drug test. We all know he won't. I think it's a fair question worth asking. Will he take a drug test? If he wants to prove otherwise, why wouldn't he commit to it? In May, Donald Trump told the folks at a dinner he was going to demand a drug test. He's kind of, obviously Biden would back out of it. Right now, Crooked Joe's gone to a log cabin to study, said the Trump people. He's sleeping now because they want to get him good and strong. A little before debate time, he gets a shot in the ass. He'll come out all jacked up, right? Like he was on the State of the Union address. He's going to talk trash like that all the time because that's what anyway, they're complaining about the thing. But again, remember when at the State of the Union address, and also that, was it the 4th of July address when he had the Marines and the fires from hell talking about how half America's bad for the country? It
looked like Nazi.
Yeah. It exactly looked like a Hitler speech. I mean,
night.
The columns at the nighttime, the red fiery
the lit
things
from below.
Yeah, exactly.
German neo-expressionism from below. Yeah.
The uniformed guards and Marines guarding the. I mean, give me a break. And he was hopped up on something in that State of the Union address. And the same thing when he came out. He come out screaming. Like an angry old man, get off my lawn. First thing out of his mouth is angry, screaming words, and that's because he's pumped up on something, and he's going to try to be like a tough guy. No joke. Anyway, apparently Fannie has been teasing Donald Trump when he was in Fulton County Jail. Donald Trump says he was tortured. His re-election campaign claims former president was tortured when he turned himself in last August. Booked into the Fulton County Jail, profited off his mugshot image. He took that. It was a great mugshot. The greatest mugshot I've ever seen. That man, that's got to be one of the greatest mugshots ever taken of a criminal. Suspected. Well, he's a criminal. He's a convicted criminal. He's a convicted felon.
I did everything right, and they indicted me.
I mean, think about it. Well, I'm found taken of a criminal, and so we call Donald Trump a criminal.
He's not
He's
a thug, maybe, but he's not a criminal.
It's just not
he's
right.
our thug.
It's ours, criminal. Damn it! Vote for the crook, not the guy.
Nixon says, "I am not a crook."
Vote for the crook.
Trump, I'm a crook.
4:30. Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. So much more ahead of us too.
It's time for your Georgia headlines presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Here are your top stories in the state of Georgia for today, Tuesday, June 25th. An 18-year-old boy is dead after 4 teens allegedly broke into an abandoned home in Clayton County. Clayton County police say 18-year-old Hakeem Al-Nas fled from the house with a firearm when officers arrived. Police say the 18-year-old did not comply with directions to drop the gun and was fatally shot by police. The officer has been put on administrative leave while the GBI continues to investigate. South Fulton police are investigating the shooting of a father and daughter at the Freedom Park Apartments over the weekend. Police say the 2 men were arguing over a vehicle that the man was purchasing for his daughter. Police do not have a suspect in custody as of yet.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow Extra 1063 on social media or download the Extra 1063 app.
Hey, it's Tuck here with an important message as the weather heats up. Southern Exteriors is gearing up with unmatched quality and precision. For over 25 years, they've been delivering top-notch craftsmanship that you can rely on. And let me tell you, they're hotter than the campaign trail in July. Got a home exterior project that's got you feeling the heat? Don't sweat it. From roofing to siding, gutters to windows and doors. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co. Get a free consultation. Southern Exteriors, your home's best ally with any project.
Hi, it's Glenn Beck, and I saw a statistic recently that jumped out at me. In 2017, home equity grew by a staggering $908 billion in America. That represents a 12% increase year over year. For most Americans, home equity is the biggest chunk of their personal wealth. At realestateagentsitrust.com, we see adult children who seek our help and sell their parents' homes. Often, the home is in a distant city and the condition of the home can be poor. And of course, our agents at realestateagentsitrust.com go above and beyond to help those families sell these homes, and that's a great feeling for everybody involved, including us. But it makes me wonder if there might be a better way. Have you considered looking at the equity you have in your home? It might be smart to sell now and downsize and have that equity to enjoy your golden years. If so, I urge you to go to realestateagentsitrust.com and let one of our agents see what might be possible by leveraging the equity in your home. realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com.
It's the unsung hero of your home, your garage door. You never think about it. You just hit the button and it opens until it doesn't. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. So you're ready for a new garage door. At All Four Seasons, we offer fast service, affordable prices, and a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. Improve your curb appeal, lower your energy bill, secure your home, and increase your property value. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Barack Obama talked about diplomacy. We don't see that anymore. There's no diplomacy. We're not talking. We're getting into wars. There is no conversation
you
anymore
nailed
with
it.
liberals.
That's why they can't last on talk radio.
Yeah.
Because the callers kill them. And that's why they do so well in newspapers and what have you, because you can write your insipid left-wing nonsense column, publish it, and then go sit in your office and not incur any feedback.
But that is the difference in the audiences, is that when you were working every single day, it was always about, it is the Church of the Painful Truth, and we're going to have a discussion, and here's going to be the insight, and here's the information I'm bringing to the table. The other side is driven by emotion to where it's just scream it out loud. That's what you get with The View. That's what you get with Rachel Maddow's of the world. It's a completely
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
434. Timmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? Here's the number, 404-741-1230. Oh, mercy. This is Hillel Slovak, original guitarist and founding member, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Hillel died from a heroin overdose. Shortly after he left the band, he returned from a European tour. Slovak recorded 2 albums with the band, Freaky Styley and Uplift Mofo Party Plan. I'm not familiar with the Red Hot Chili Pepper boys too much there.
It's right up there with All You Need Is Love.
Well, there you are. Or it's like Shania Twain, Always and Forever. Same thing. They have a kind of a love
It's
here.
universal.
Yeah. Our birthday list includes Ricky Gervais, the comedian fellow, 63 years old today. And on this day in history, we've talked a lot of legal stuff and still more in the news coming up. And in terms of that, I got to see some SCOTUS things. Supreme Court of the United States rulings, 1998. Court ruled people infected with AIDS are protected by the Americans with Disabilities Act. Having AIDS is a disability.
How'd that happen?
I don't know. 98. Same day, rejected the line item veto. That would allow presidents to decide which specific things in a tax spending bill they could just strike out, and the court said, no, you can't do that.
Someone made a good point yesterday. All these millions he spent on paying off these slackers who got student loans, when you could have paid for every kid in America to get a free school lunch or breakfast.
Yeah, absolutely. What's
more important?
Yeah, I know. And by the way, the judges again. Somebody just blocked. I think it was the Missouri Attorney General got a block from a judge on the latest student loan thing. So again, he keeps trying to pull that kind of stuff. And the courts, I don't know where that's. The court keeps turning him down, but then he tries to get around him. I don't know.
I don't understand it. I'm not a socialist or anything like that, but if there's going to be a government, and the government's going to have something they call a safety net, wouldn't the ultimate safety net be that no kid goes hungry at a public school?
Right.
You get free breakfast and free lunch, and then they send you home.
And hopefully a place for a child to live with a roof.
Think of all the $85 billion we left in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Think of all this money we've wasted on these little gender study degrees.
Look at all the money we have to spend for 8 million people. 8 or 12 million people just came into our country in the last 4 years. Well, who's going to take care of them?
Hotel rooms.
It's not charity.
Phones.
It's the government.
Well, we're paying for it.
Our taxes, our money. I mean, God. The court ruled 1990, if an individual rationally and specifically wants to refuse life-sustaining medical treatment, the court ruled you have the right to die. You can say, don't save me.
Of course we have the right to die.
Yeah.
Don't you think that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's sure.
If you're in your right mind.
Yeah. If you rationally and specifically in your right mind, yeah.
I don't say kill yourself, but if it's time to go, it's time to go. You don't fight it.
I think I have a thing saying I leave it up to my kids. If I'm in a state,
you're dead then.
I have well, good. I have a living will, and my kids decide if clearly the doctor says, well, he's not going to get any better and he's going to be in a coma. It's like pull the plug. I'll let them make the decision. And I've told them I don't want to be a freaking vegetable if I can't communicate. I'm breathing on a machine. What the hell?
How can they tell?
Well, they can't tell now, for God's sakes. I'm still walking around. No, sorry.
That's what I meant.
And one more. Here we go. 1981, the court ruled it is legal to have a draft for men only. Now, all of a sudden, Democrats in Congress want to have women included in the draft. Two things have happened. The draft just changed the rule now. It used to be that when a man turned 18, you had to go to the Selective Service office and sign up.
I did.
Which we all did. Now, you're signed up whether you like it or not. When you turn 18, your name goes to the Selective Service. You don't have to go down there.
That's wrong.
It's in there.
That's wrong.
Period. And now the Democrats want to say, well, women should be included too. A woman should automatically have her name put in the Selective Service too. It doesn't mean they'll be drafted because Congress has to pass a draft law to make drafting happen again. But they're saying women deserve the right to be drafted or to have their names in the Selective Service just like men.
Are you saying that Democrats have suddenly realized what the difference between a man and a woman is?
Well, not anymore. I don't care. They can't admit it.
There's a Forrest Gump meme out there.
Yeah.
He goes, and just like that, everybody knew what a man and a woman was again.
Exactly. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And by the way, I do not support a draft for women.
I don't support any draft.
I don't support women in combat, and I know you can fly a plane or do a drone, then you can be a woman in combat. I still don't like. I don't like women being captured as prisoners. It's an old-fashioned thing, and I'm not changing. I don't think women should be in a position where they could be obviously. Now, when I was in Vietnam, there were women serving in Vietnam. There were Red Cross and USO, and there were a lot of nurses and things like that. So it's not that they're never ever going to be captured or abused or something like that. But the chances of someone in combat being hurt or captured is a lot greater. So I don't want women in combat. And
now that women are in drafts, I'm sure they know what a woman is.
Well, yeah, but the whole thing is just total freaking ridiculous. And now I do support. What do you think about having a mandatory government service?
Well, it depends what the service is.
Building houses, working for
tutoring.
Yeah, tutoring children, going to maybe helping with like Peace Corps type
cleaning
things,
up.
Or Jimmy Carter's Houses for Humanity. I mean, a lot of things you could do. Helping old people with their taxes. And again, it doesn't mean even if you're a total geek, if you are a fat load and you've never walked up a set of stairs, but you're smart as a freaking whip and you know computers, then maybe you teach inner city kids how to work a computer, or you help old people fill out their taxes. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do for a year of service between high school and whatever's next for you.
Well, I said if you did it 6 months and you liked it and you want to keep doing it, you could be paid to keep doing it.
Absolutely. They used to have a thing for teachers. If you agreed if you got your teacher's degree, if you agreed to go to certain areas and teach the poor kids, whatever, they would pay your loan.
Not anymore. Well, no one's going to go teach in inner cities.
That was 30 years ago, back when the teaching thing was a whole different thing. Nowadays, it's a political gamble. But I know public service to me, I think is perfectly legitimate.
I don't think that'll ever pass.
It'll never pass. It'll never.
We're too lazy.
No. Yeah. Well, we're too individual. We're too.
Well, that's a good thing sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that is true. But again. The issue of serving your country, we're here by luck.
As Frank Zappa pointed out a long time ago, he goes, they took the civics out after all the riots from the hippies and stuff like that, and it was a huge mistake because now nobody knows what their rights are. Right. They don't know how the government's supposed to work, and if you don't know what your rights are, they can easily take them away from you.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, just in a short while ago, the House Oversight Committee is now demanding that we find out who is paying for all these student hate Jew encampments and funding the pro-Hamas propaganda.
George Soros?
That's what they want to determine. The James Comer is demanding today the leader of American Muslims for Palestine turn over information related to the funding of pro-Hamas propaganda and illegal encampments at universities all over the country. He wants to provide all documents, communications, and related associate organization, claiming to support over 200 Palestinian solidarity organizations for the campuses. We want to know who they are, where you're getting your money. Adequately prevent money laundering and terrorist financing schemes. Determine if Congress should update statutory reporting requirements on financial institutions related to money laundering and terrorist financing.
Isn't this the FBI's job?
Oh, we don't have an FBI. Please, what are you kidding me? Funny man. I mean, seriously.
You got to hand it to him. After Intifada and all the other revolts that pretty much everyone decided to be with Israel for the most part, they decided we have to change the PR on this, and we got to do it by getting the young kids in colleges and ready instantly to hit the streets if we attack Israel again and Israel comes back at us.
And what we were just watching this afternoon, they attacked another synagogue and shut down the Golden Gate Bridge, and then I mean, it's unbelievable. They're still doing it. They're not. It's not over. And you got to wonder.
And they say you can't be a vigilante. Well, if you're not handling it, if the government and the police can't handle it,
I know. It's just. I mean, it's the state of the nation. I don't. It's just. I don't. It's very uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't. I don't like it, and by God, I'm going to change it.
Leela would like to talk to you.
Leela. Hi, Leela. You're on the radio. Welcome aboard. What a pretty name.
Well, thank you. I've talked to y'all before. You were talking about the teaching program. They still have it called Teach for America. My son did it after he got his master's in divinity, no less, at Emory. He decided not to go in the priesthood. And yes, they do go into underprivileged areas. He ended up teaching at Title I school in Clayton County, teaching secondary English. Started out with regular and ended up in honors and then AP. And now he's working as the faculty facilitator for Clayton County Schools. So yes, he was doing that, and they are, helping out with the student loans and all.
Well, no. So see, I think things like that, and I think more. I can't believe more businesses don't do that kind of thing. Well, like an intern program that really actually, but a real serious working program. The state of education in the country today. I don't know, but that sounds like I'm glad that's still going on. And he's now making a living doing that. He started off just helping pay the loans off, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was his job, and that's worked for that because he decided, again, not to do the other, but he's a natural born teacher. But, he loves it, and made a huge difference in the school there with the students there. They actually enjoyed him, and he helped out a lot. In fact, I think he helped more with the students than he would have had he gone into the priesthood.
I'll be darned.
But, it's definitely a big program all over. He just happened to choose Clayton County down there.
I'll be darned. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. That's helpful information, and you have a great day. Leo, thank you so much. Very nice talking to you. 446 with a Kipper.
I'd like to congratulate you.
What I didn't say the thing.
For the 7th day in a row.
Yeah.
A quiz-free segment.
Well, now see, you're the thing. You got the stuff in the thing. I'm on the phone with a girl. I can't be expecting
5 minutes of prep before we come back out. We're doing a quiz. You want to do a quiz? We'll do a quiz here. Do the quiz.
But again, that was me. I suggested it, and then the thing, and you guys let it down. Because
you got to follow through.
Talking to a girl.
You got to follow through.
Well, I was talking to a girl. That takes
you
priority.
You can still follow through.
Well, it's not after I talk to a girl. I have to rest first.
I've talked to some of it.
Plus, you forgot to say your tagline.
I was a little afraid.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that with Leela. Anybody that's got a ZZ Top song named after her, you don't mess with.
I'm good. Fine. 446, shut up.
Atlanta radio legends collide on Extra 106.3. The legend Neil Bortz is live every week with Atlanta legend The Kimmer. Because when you get these two guys together, who knows where we'll end up?
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
The Kimmer is live on your drive home every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6. And now Neil Bortz joins the show every week. And if you miss it, catch up anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
The warm air, the beautiful weather, and the sounds of baseball. It's got you thinking about hitting the road. And no matter where your adventures take you, Subaru of Gwinnett has a vehicle to get you there safely and in style. Like the 2024 Subaru Outback, which will take you as far as you want to explore. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus up to 32 miles per gallon. And if you're up for adventure, it'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance, more than the Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. Or the 2024 Subaru Forester, the SUV for all you love. It's the right size SUV for all the adventures ahead, with a spacious and comfortable interior for everyone you want to bring along. No matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Tax season can be stressful, but it's also a wake-up call. It's time to think beyond April and plan for your future. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we're not just advisors, we're your partners in building a secure retirement. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we understand the challenges Georgians face. That's why we offer personalized strategies to maximize your retirement income, minimize taxes, and ensure you never outlive your assets. Join the Master Plan family and let us guide you through every financial milestone. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your appointment today. Master Plan Retirement Consultants, where your journey and destination are both important. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
MyPillow no longer has the support of the big box stores or shopping channels. Now they found themselves a part of the cancel culture. Because of this and the change in retailers, they want to pass the savings directly on to you. So they're having a $25 extravaganza sale. With the help of its dedicated employees, MyPillow now has hundreds of products, and some of them you probably don't even know about. To get familiar with all their other products, they're having a $25 extravaganza with the promo code BECK. 2-pack multi-use My Pillows, just $25. My Pillow sandals, $25. Their 6-pack towel set is, you guessed it, $25. And for the first time ever, the premium My Pillows with all new Giza fabric, any size or loft level, $25. Just go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special square for these $25 deals. Plus, free shipping on orders over $75. Enter the promo code BECK or call 800-966-3117 for this amazing offer that will not last long.
And look out, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 450 with the police, baby. You are under arrest, darling. 1983, the police scored their fourth British #1 album, Synchronicity. #1 in America, too. Featured the singles Every Breath You Take and Wrapped Around Your Finger. Both good songs. I like both of those by the police. What is? I don't know what this one. What's this?
It's Synchronicity. It's either one or two. I forget which. I think it's number 2.
Yeah. I like the other two. I like the songs.
It's a good song about the Loch Ness Monster. It's pretty good.
But you can tell police by style. They have a very specific, unique style. Our birthday list includes Sonia Sotomayor. Excuse me, 70 years old. Hold on.
Bless you.
Sonia Sotomayor is 70 years old, the third woman to serve on the Supreme Court. Now, she's not the stupid one's Kagan.
They're both stupid.
Yeah, I think Kagan.
No, it's Sotomayor.
It's Sotomayor,
the dumb one. Kagan, I think.
Yeah, I think you could be right.
Smarter.
Yeah. On the other hand, they are both put to shame by Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Bippity Boppity Boo, who doesn't know what a woman is because she's not a.
I'm not a biologist.
Geologist or something.
Geologist.
I wish to God she had said that. Really, it's
I'm not a geologist.
I'm not a geologist. Duh. I'm not a boil sucker. How would I know what a woman is? Right? Excuse me?
Oh, by the way, Sika Anoa'i is dead at age 79. WWE Hall of Famer, the father of Roman Reigns, has passed away. He was part of the Wild Samoans.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
I've never heard of this guy.
The only wrestlers I know are guys like Gorgeous George, Haystacks Calhoun.
Good Lord.
The Kangaroo Brothers. Back in the 50s, when black and white TV every Saturday morning, my brother and I would get him downstairs in the TV in the little game room and watch wrestling.
Last two I remember, well, outside of Hulk Hogan and those guys, was, Mr. Wrestling 2 and Abdullah the Butcher.
See, that's way after my time.
That's the 70s.
I go back to the 50s, the real good time stuff. By the way, our history list includes 2020. The Dixie Chicks officially changed their name to just the Chicks. It was in support of the Black Lives Matter movement because Dixie referred to the Mason-Dixon line separating the slave-owning states of Democrats from the Republican states who did not believe in slavery. And apparently, I think a little fat blonde one who was Natalie or whatever, Natalie, whatever. I think she actually decided they wanted to get rid of that whole thing because they were afraid of being called racist, and she really likes having sex with black guys. So they were afraid. They said, let's go ahead and change the name because, the brothers, they might hold it against us when we go on tour. I don't know.
Allegedly.
Yeah, did you hear this one?
That was possible. I mean, I think that I read that in a Twitter account, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if that's it's true or not.
I would like to disavow.
How about a quiz?
How about something that you really enjoy?
That has nothing to do with that.
Well, screw them. The hell with them. They go into foreign countries and complain about America, so kiss my ass. I'll say whatever I want. You just sue me. How about that?
The views of the Kimmer do not necessarily reflect those
I'm sick and tired. Just
coworkers
screw
or management.
They lie about us. They've been lying about. They call you and me racist and white supremacists, everything else.
They should give their Southern card back.
By the way, there's nothing wrong with anybody having sex with anybody if they both want to. So there's
consenting
nothing wrong
adults.
Exactly. So what could be wrong with that?
Yeah, kind of a progressive attitude there.
All right, so all me, baby.
All right, here you go. Are you ready?
Yeah, here we go.
In order to receive $37 million American dollars,
yes,
you have to survive 37 minutes in a one-bedroom apartment, no windows, no doors, with one of these guys.
All right.
A leopard, a Komodo dragon, a silverback gorilla, or a rhino.
In a one-room
rhino
thing.
Who works on the morning show, or an actual rhino?
Yeah, that guy.
Okay, all right.
First of all, he'd talk you to death. You'd be asking for a gun at some point to shoot him or you.
All right, a leopard would be a cat could get you. I mean, a cat quick.
Which one were you going to choose?
Well, let's get a leopard and a rhino and a gorilla and a what?
Komodo dragon.
I'd probably go dragon because
what? Did you see the James Bond film?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but a leopard goes scratch you to pee. You can't get away from a leopard in one room.
A Komodo dragon, once it bites you, it puts a slow poison in you. It's a slow act, but then it walks away and just sits there and watches you.
Well, then I guess you got to go
hippo. And then it eats you while you're still alive.
If you could get behind the hippo so he couldn't get you, could maybe hit.
It's a rhino.
A rhino. I mean, a rhino for 37 minutes just trying to run around the room with him, maybe.
What do you think?
I think I'd go rhino.
I think I'd go gorilla.
Oh, not me.
That gorilla, he'll just throw you around.
I think a gorilla but a gorilla is the closest to a human.
You might be able to talk to him. Might be able to
talk to him, make reason with him.
Yeah. Well, maybe you could go hunga gunga.
Play a game.
Like when Willie left Atlanta. We kind of communicated together a little bit.
You can't make eye contact. They say you never look one in the eye.
Yeah.
They do not like that.
Haramba didn't kill the kid.
Yeah.
Remember the...
All right, that's right.
Well, yeah, we killed Haramba for no reason.
Haramba, that's right.
All right, the way I look at it, a leopard... we'll say the one-bedroom apartment is this room in here.
Yeah.
Is this size. That leopard's going to get you. It's faster,
absolutely.
it's quicker than you.
A cat, my God.
It's going to get you. Komodo dragon, at some point, you might be able to avoid it for a little while, but if you watch the Bond film, was it Skyfall?
Yeah, but they can't,
I mean that's a nasty death.
Yeah, but they can't jump. I mean,
but they're big.
Yeah,
and it's hard to get around them.
Well, I don't know.
That's a nasty death.
All right.
The gorilla, I think, will just bash you like a Samsonite luggage,
unless you could communicate with
or do something worse before it.
Yeah,
death by bungee.
But first,
bungee. Yeah, okay. And the rhino. I like your idea because the rhino's big.
Yeah.
But if you can get behind it, here's what I do: I jump on the back of that thing and ride it.
Yeah, he's not going to throw. He's not going to roll over.
Grab it by the ears and just hold on.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Is there,
but then you're just going to piss it off more. So if it does throw you off,
what's it going to do?
Is there a veterinarian group that says which one would be better on this?
No,
thing,
no.
Just up to us to decide?
Up to decide. I think the rhino's your best chance, and it's not a good chance. It could crush you up against the side. And you got to get around it.
Although I'm thinking about, in fact, one of the I heard on my coming in this morning to work, I was flipping around the things before I put on my Christine Calling Me Baby and my How Do You Like Me Now, and one of the songs that came on was Born Free by the famous band Born Free,
as the wind blows.
Yeah. Well, remember the girl Born Free was saving all the gorillas in the whatever they call it, something, and they killed her. The poachers killed her eventually because she was saving the gorillas. And remember the times when you could go into gorilla country and sit very quietly chewing on grass, and the gorilla's not going to bother you.
It was either Jane Goodall or Diane Fossey got killed by the tribesmen.
Diane Fossey, I believe it was. But again, if you've seen all those videos, and when they meet the gorillas in the wild, they sit down and start chewing grass. So maybe
don't look them in the eyes.
Don't look them in the eye. Just ignore them and just sit there, and they may come up and pat you or something. But chances are, unless you aggravate them, they may not do anything. So I don't know. I'm thinking about those videos on maybe gorilla, maybe get closest to human.
No, I wouldn't do the gorilla because it's a bad. Have you ever seen the one with the orangutan where they go up and the magician is doing tricks? He makes the ball disappear in his hand. He shows the orangutan the ball, and then he makes it disappear. And the orangutan, for just a second, looks at it and then does this face of it's just shocked. It's like,
what happened?
Where'd the ball go?
He understood where the ball. Yeah,
there was supposed to be a ball there.
Yeah. 4:59.
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, I know. Holy stuff. Oh my God, it's almost.
Get your balls off of me, you damn.
Matthew Modine. Remember the movie Full Metal Jacket? Matthew Modine, one of the characters in the Stanley Kubrick film
Joker.
The Joker, and he had a helmet, and on his helmet, in big letters, Born to Kill.
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden now the film's coming out again, and they've eliminated the words Born to Kill from his helmet on the original movie poster.
Who's that going to offend?
You freaking idiots.
Who are they afraid of offending?
Amazon changed the poster to take off the words Born to It made a point. The whole point of the movie was Born to Kill, and then they also had the peace symbol, the dichotomy of the man with the oh my God, you freaking pansies, Amazon.
It's an overrated movie anyway.
Coming up 5 o'clock. Well, I'm not sure about that. But a little weird. It's got a little weird there. Holy cow.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
Here comes Hillary. I'm John Saucier, Fox News. President Biden preparing for the upcoming CNN presidential debate with the help of former President Trump's previous opponent. Fox's Jackie Heinrich with more.
Former President Trump's one-time opponent, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, is offering a tale of her experience. Clinton advised that Biden not even try to refute Trump's arguments on the issues because it, quote, digresses into blather. And it looks like the campaign might be taking that into account with a new ad they put out, rebutting Trump's attacks on Biden's economy by circling back to Trump's personal grievances. But the polls consistently show that voters disapprove of Biden's handling of the economy, and it doesn't look like the White House either has come up with an original counterpoint yet. They keep saying that despite how people feel, things are going well.
Well, of course, Hillary Clinton has previously debated both President Biden and former President Trump. How about Hunter Biden? He's no longer allowed to practice law in our nation's capital. Fox's Ryan Schmelz is there in Washington, D.C. with more.
The D.C. Court of Appeals ruling comes after Hunter Biden
Biden was convicted earlier this month of 3 federal gun charges in his home state of Delaware. The D.C. bar moved to suspend his license to practice law as required in a case involving a felony conviction. Biden could face up to 25 years in jail, but it's unlikely he'll face a maximum sentence being a first-time offender. Biden's legal team has requested a new trial, arguing the first one went forward prematurely. The decision only impacts his ability to practice law in D.C. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Judge Juan Merchan has lifted part of the gag order against former President Trump in his hush money case. The case is over, so the judge lifting parts of the order that protects witnesses and jurors. Trump still, though, cannot comment about individual prosecutors, court staff, or their family members. That part of the gag order remains in effect until sentencing is imposed, as scheduled for July 11th. America's listening to Fox News.
Donald Trump Jr. here. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back, but you can stop your losses by diversifying into a gold IRA from my friends at Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. That's PROTECT to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold right now.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without getting your hands dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Dog target. First one to the rear. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. How you doing? With Pete Davis and Flounder at the controls and Lucas in the man cave back there in the dark. How you doing, folks? Here's the number, 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230. Got a whole bunch of things going on. Holy Crap at Sports coming up. We got Pete's tweets. In fact, on Holy Crap at Sports, one of the breaking things is that tomorrow the NBA draft starts.
Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, I believe.
And I won't talk it, but again, the word is there's like a 7'8" kid, weighs about 80 pounds or something. And from France, is it? I forgot.
I forget what.
Anyway, whatever. And the issue is whether they should go with him and take him. And anyway, there's a whole thing coming up.
Supposedly he won't work out for him.
Well, that would be stupid. But again, Atlanta and the franchise and
it's the history of the franchise. They've never even come close to winning anything.
Even with Dominique. I mean,
even with Dominique and Moses Malone and those great teams they had. Kevin Willis and
bizarre.
They couldn't get over the hump.
Yeah. Anyway, we got a Holy Crap of Sports Pete coming up here. A lot of political stuff going on here today. Flounders Funnies. Did we do a Flounders Funnies? I think we're missing a Flounders Funny. I think I missed one at 4 o'clock.
Well, we can do 2 in this hour.
Well, let's do one in a moment. Let's do it. What the heck? We got one so we can just play here for fun. They tune in for Flounders Funnies, sponsored by Nucky's Hoagies.
That's right. It's sponsored.
It's sponsored, so we want to make sure.
The only thing we got.
Let's do it. Let's not forget our friends at Atlanta Safe House for the Kimmer Show here, too. But let's do it. If we have a little Flounders Funny here, what the heck? Let's do one right here for fun. And then we got coming up that judge who was arrested at the nightclub business. Yeah, she's no longer a judge.
She's a Peterson.
Yeah, she's a Peterson, by God. So she's okay with me. Anyway, 5:05 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. You want to do it later? Are you having trouble? You okay?
No, I'm ready when you are.
Here we go. Let's do Flounders Funnies, Nucky's Hoagies right here.
I know nothing about adult stuff that you're supposed to know about. Global warming. That's one that everybody yells at you about. And they're like, you better do something. Like, I'm so tired of it. Let's do it. I'm like, I barely made it out of high school. I don't really know how rain works. So why don't don't you let me figure that out, and then I'll do global warming, you know? But I've seen it rain without clouds. Where's that water coming from? So I'm pretty swamped with this rain stuff right now, but once I get to the bottom of that, I'm going to do global warming, and I've got some pretty good ideas. I looked up a list of all right, what are you supposed to do for global warming as an individual? And it was a big, long list. But the first thing on the list was my favorite. It just said, just talk to your friends and family about it. Think about your friends and family. Not the ones that are the good ones, close. Think about how far out it goes. Just when you guys get together, do you mind if we talk about global warming for a little? I just thought this would be a good time to get into it. I had a great aunt and uncle fist fight each other at a wedding. Let me get in the middle of that fight. Any chance this fight was about global warming? Because I just would love to get that conversation rolling, you know? I get it. It's for our kids and their kids, and we want to make sure they have a good earth and their environment and stuff. We don't want to have a bad earth. And we don't want them to be mad at us and yell at us. But I don't think they will, because I don't think we get mad.
Nate Bargatze.
That is Nate.
That's our boy. The Good Earth. When that lady wrote that book, won all kinds of prizes, The Good Earth, and it also showed a lot of things about Asian culture.
Pearl Buck.
Pearl Bailey. Pearl Buck.
Pearl Bailey. Yeah, Pearl Bailey wrote
Pearl
that.
Buck, yeah. And I remember showed a lot of things about the Asian culture that people were.
And the movie, I mean, they cast some hot-looking non-Oriental and did her eyes up and everything.
Yeah. Well, they used to do that. Well, remember James Bond when they had him being
Sean Connery. He only lived twice.
Yeah,
I love that film.
Yeah. Well, you can't hard to not love when your little Asian chickie's trying to make you happy. Dear Lord. You know, how much is that? Is that never mind.
In Tokyo, it's very inexpensive from my experience.
508, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404, and Lucas Badger, too. 404-741-1230. Oh, we'll talk about that judge in a second. First of all, just in here, we were talking about the duplicity in the elections of the Department of Justice and so forth. Well, guess what? In fact, let me put this right in front of me real close on my iPad lap thing. Some of those spies who lie, those were the active CIA contractors, the 51 guys who signed the deal saying, oh, this is probably has all the earmarks of Russian disinformation. And by the way, for the record, everything ever written in a political campaign would have the earmarks of a Russian disinformation. If anybody comes out with a policy saying, oh, that guy did this, this, and this, his opponent can say, well, this has all the earmarks of Russian disinformation. I mean, it's a meaningless phrase, because it could cover anything. Russians could do anything to try to affect an election by putting out fake news conferences or anything else. So anything that comes out could have the earmarks of Russian disinformation. That's how meaningless the phrase is. I mean, seriously. So anyway, so these earmarks. So that's how they justified signing the document. Because, well, all the earmarks didn't mean it. They knew it was a lie, but they did it anyway. And now this information has now just come out. It turns out that a bunch of these people were active CIA contractors when they signed that document. Mm-hmm. The former acting director, Michael Morrell, previously told Congress that he gave the letter to Joe Biden in October 2020 as a talking point ahead of a debate against Donald Trump. He was a contractor at the time for the CIA, recently confirmed to Congress. Former CIA Inspector General David Buckley, a contractor at the time of that letter as well. For the record, reports suggest at least several other letter signers had active CIA contracts at the time. The terms of the contract are not immediately clear with the compensation, even though the letter described the signers as office holders. This frustrates me. I don't think it's helpful for the agency to turn on in the long run, according to one CIA official whose identity was redacted. He says, I love at least some of the random signatures belong to individuals currently working here on contracts. The Federal Hatch Act bars employees of the CIA and other spy agencies from engaging in partisan political activities. They were contractors. John Brennan. I tell you, I mean, this goes deeper and deeper and deeper. These guys working at Beacon Global Strategies. Yep. Independent contractors with the green badge holders. National Security Agency Deputy Director Richard Leggett, also listed, had the same status. I mean, what more do you need? This is what they do.
They're globalists. Yeah.
God almighty. And again, they justify it by saying, well, it had all the earmarks. Anything has earmarks.
It just proves, at best, they're incompetent.
Yeah.
At worst, they're liars, which is what they are.
I mean, this is really, really outrageous.
And traitors.
Yeah,
They're
really,
traitors.
Really outrageous. Traitors to their country. They were doing things deliberately to change the outcome of the election for the leadership of our nation.
Sedition.
I mean, I don't know how much more clear it could be.
Think what Washington. Well, look what he did. Was it the Whiskey Rebellion or Shays Rebellion where he killed some people? And he killed some of them at Valley Forge?
Yeah.
He hung those guys.
The guys who, he's hung up his own deserters, said, no. If you're against us, and we'll kill you. And he did. He hanged them.
Yep.
In front of God and everybody. So they could all see. By the way, these are the guys who ran away last night. Unbelievable.
Was it they ran away or they tried to get people to turn against him?
I think he had sedition issues with them, and there are also some what do they call them? AWOL guys, deserters. Hunter Biden lost his law license, suspended at least temporarily until they come up with the sentencing, which has not been set for a date yet. Hunter Biden facing 25 years in prison, $750,000 in fine. Well, that's not going to happen, obviously. But even the federal guidelines say he should get between 15 and 21 months in prison for his fudging on the federal forms about that gun. But again, he lost his law license, and it'll be official. You can't have a law license if you're a convicted felon once the sentencing is in. And that judge in Atlanta, that judge Christina Peterson, 38-year-old Douglas County probate judge, she's now been kicked out of office. She is no longer a judge. As of today, by the Georgia Supreme Court this afternoon said, nope, that's it. She was found guilty of systemic incompetence. not just making a mistake, systemic incompetence. It's not that she's incompetent. Her whole thing is systemically incompetent. She also, she tried to defraud the court. She lied on some forms. She really did some uppity stuff that was basically racist against people she didn't like.
Asians.
She had 30 counts were brought against her. Not to say anything about the fact that she was arrested a couple days ago at the Red Martini restaurant and lounge, getting involved with fighting with a cop, shoving him in the chest. It's got all on body cam. I mean, and so she's out. She's gone. She's no longer a judge. So at least that's a good sign. 5:13. Holy crap in sports and more on the judge gag order and the crime stuff and the things that's going on and Flounder's funnies. And we still have Pete's tweets and sports next. Gibber, Pete, and Flounder right here.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
The most powerful union in America, I've told you many times, teachers' unions, solidly in the Democrat camp, 100%. That is why Democrats constantly fight school choice, because teachers' unions hate the idea of parents deciding where their kid will go to school. That's the government's job. Thank you, Democrats.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
If you notice any cracks in your foundation, they are not going to go away. They need to be addressed as soon as possible to reduce additional costs that come with repair. Ramjack is the best company in the industry for repairing your foundation. We have the highest quality products in the nation. So, if you are experiencing foundation problems, please contact us at ramjack.com/Atlanta or call us at 770-502-8881. That's 770-502-8881.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Cub Cadet. The move to a zero-turn lawnmower is an exciting one for any homeowner. And if you're looking to step up from your current machine, a zero-turn mower from Cub Cadet and Howard Brothers is a great place to start. Ask yourself if saving time, sidestepping obstacles, and improving your overall mowing experience sounds like a step up from your current situation. If so, be sure to check out the full Cub Cadet line of innovative zero turns. Cub Cadet is sold at Howard Brothers locations in Alpharetta, Athens, Dorval, Duluth, Lula, and Oakwood. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Howard Brothers and Cub Cadet.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Mortgage Management Solutions, LLC, seeks Director of Machine Learning and AI in Sandy Springs, Georgia, to build machine learning models to predict and optimize customer behavior and solve critical business problems. Requires a master's degree in computer science, data science, economics, applied mathematics, or related field, plus 2 years of experience in business analytics and visualization. Remote work permitted from anywhere in the U.S. To apply, send resume to sgarcia@amerisave.com.
There we are. There we go. 5 o'clock hour sponsored by Lee Brandt Jewelers, where luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com. 5:17, and that means only one thing. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Braves tried to even up the series in St. Louis tonight after dropping Game 1 4-3 last night. They spotted the Cardinals a 4-0 lead on Spencer Schrellenbach, then rallied but fell a run short. Kind of like Texas A&M. Spencer falls to 1-3, gave up 8 hits, 4 runs, 5 innings. Did have 6 strikeouts, nobody walked. So Austin Riley a homer. Orlando Arcia left the game in the 6th inning, feeling dizzy. It was like 92 degrees, but in St. Louis it gets a little hot and humid. He is day to day. He got an IV. Tonight's the 5-2 Reynaldo Lopez against the 5-2 right-hander Cal Gibson for the Cards, who is a right-hander, as I just said. Travis d'Arnaud behind the dish, Laureano in right, Forrest Wall in left, Zach Short in for Orlando at shortstop tonight. Lefty Ray Kerr will need Tommy John surgery, which is such a shame.
Boy.
Poor kid.
It's a year.
And remember, keep voting for the Braves. AtlantaBraves.com for the All-Star Game. You can still do it 5 times a day. Yeah. The Braves placing outfielder Brian Anderson on the 10-day IL with a lower body bacterial infection. And we all know how painful that can be.
They sat on something?
You've maybe a tractor seat.
Could have been a tractor seat.
You never know.
You just can't.
We don't want to speculate.
No.
What could have happened there?
Oh, hell.
They have called up utility man Luke Williams to take his place. Bleacher Report ranks the Braves up a few notches to number 6 on the power rankings. So they've been up from like 10 to 9. They're working their way up. The Phillies are on top, followed by the Orioles. And Jeff Passan, who does a lot of reporting on baseball, this is some good encouraging news here, is reporting that Lane Thomas is being looked at by the Braves. Lane Thomas has been a pain in the ass since he came up with the Cardinals, and now he's been with the Nationals a few years, and he plays like friggin' musial
it's like
against
Trey
us.
Turner, what he used to do to us all that. Yeah,
he's one of those guys.
Yeah.
He's a right-hander. He can hit, and he just hustles his butt off out there. I love that guy. I've loved him when he was with the Cardinals. So if they could get him for not too much, I wouldn't mind it. But right now, Laureano's playing very well. I like him too. Congrats to Tennessee for winning the College World Series last night, 2-1 in Omaha. They built a 6-1 lead in the 7th, had to hold on for dear life, a 6-5 victory. It's the Volunteers. How many titles have they got?
7.
7?
Yeah.
Baseball titles.
Yeah. 1.
Lower.
Sorry, 1.
1. Now.
I saw Peyton Manning was in the crowd, too.
He was. He's ubiquitous.
Yeah.
Suckers everywhere, though. He's been kind of laying low since football season, didn't it? They finished the season 60-13.
Wow. Yeah. You know, by the way, I've seen a couple of those left-handers have a freaking slider that's pro caliber. I mean, a left-handed batter can't hit that pitch.
And the speed they got going up there.
They're all 95, and even the sliders are 89 or something.
Why? At age 24, 25, the arm breaks, and they go through Tommy John, and they got to fix that.
Some of those pictures, ridiculous. I'll tell you what, I mean, they're pretty damn impressive.
Not bragging, but the SEC now has won the 5 College World Series in a row, and 6 of the last 7, starting in 2017 with the Gators, then the Commodores, then Ole Miss, LSU, and now the Vols. And I think Mississippi State was in there too, by the way.
Well, I wonder if that's just by reputation. I mean, if you're a 17, 18-year-old, or 16, 17, looking at colleges a year down the road, and you're a superstar baseball player in Michigan or Ohio or anywhere up north, would you automatically look SEC just by reputation and the place that these are where the best players go?
Yeah, and you can play year-round.
Yeah, and it certainly makes sense.
And the Panthers got an early 2-1 lead at home last night, held on to beat the Oilers by that score, and they won the Stanley Cup, the franchise's first ever, almost blowing a 3-0 lead. And got to say, I've never been a big fan of Sean McDonough, but his call last night was riveting.
I saw
riveting.
Quite a bit of that game. Yeah,
unbelievable. And just made me long for the days of the Flames, not so much the Thrashers because they were never really in it. The Flames actually got to the playoffs, and Jiggs McDonald would do those calls. And you're on the seat of your pants. There's nothing like hockey in the Stanley Cup and the final because it's action.
Fast. Boom, boom, Joffrey,
baby. Why did they throw rats on the? Did you see that on the ice on the floor? There was a bunch of rats.
In Detroit, it's octopus. It just starts out. I forget
dead
what
fish
starts
some
it.
places and
hats and stuff like that. But I don't know. I forget. Someone told me once why the Panthers do that. I forget what it is about the rats.
Interesting. I didn't know if it was something that for Edmund or whatnot.
No. It's what they do there. The victory, not even 24 hours old, and the Venerable Cup has already made its way to the Elbow Room Bar in Miami, where it was used to waterboard a fan with beer, and is then taking a dip in the Atlantic Ocean. He literally went in the ocean with it.
Oh my God.
On Miami Beach, and yes, it floats.
Oh, but good thing.
It's not that heavy either.
Yeah.
It's not that. I've seen it, but I've never touched it. But I've seen it. What isn't floating right now? Rapper Drake's checking account. He bet and lost $500,000 gambling that Edmonton would bring the Stanley Cup back to Canada for the first time since 1993.
I think everybody did. And that Connor McDavid guy, big superstar all year, he didn't do squat. I mean, I kept looking for him.
Okay, I was listening to Nick and Chris this afternoon on 6A The Fan driving in, and they had McDonough on, and he said he thinks McDavid was injured.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised because that Arizona team wearing those red jerseys, so I'm like, man, they were fast. The Arizona, Florida team, yeah. Those guys, Arizona, they were fast, and their defense was just everywhere. I mean, no wonder he couldn't. Now, maybe it's because he was hurt and he couldn't be as quick as he normally is. But I noticed he couldn't get things done that he normally got done.
Yeah. There's a lot of great old Kachuk, his daddy Keith Kachuk, and all so many great names. And Ray Ferraro, who worked along with McDonough, is a former Thrasher.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
A lot of old Flames as coaches and stuff, too. So it was cool to watch here. Cool. Let's see. 4-star defensive end Isaiah Gibson, the 28th ranked prospect in the 2025 ESPN 300, has committed to Georgia 6 days after pulling his pledge from USC. Southern Cal. He's the number 3 defensive end. The 6'4" edge rusher is from Warner Robins.
Excellent.
Rough week for surfers everywhere. First, a surf dude gets half eaten off the north shore of Hawaii. Wow. Now comes word that most of San Diego's beautiful beaches are closed for surfing. Why? Because Tijuana has released too much raw sewage into the Pacific Ocean, and it has floated with the tides up the coast and crossed the border. Insert your own metaphor here.
Yes.
All beaches from Imperial in the south to La Jolla in the north are closed. Now, this used to happen all the time when I lived out there in Ocean Beach. The guys on the radio called it a run of the Mexican brown trout.
Yes, that's true, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. For once, I would hear him say that, go, what the hell kind of fish is a Mexican brown trout? And someone I worked at the regular store goes, that means you can't go surfing today, you moron.
I was reading that the Seine River for the Olympics is still filled with bacteria and feces. You'll be swimming in crap, literally.
How can they not? It's a one river.
Yeah, they can't
How can
use
they
it.
not fix one river?
They can't use it, yeah.
And by the way, I just watched it's called Under Paris. It's a shark movie about a shark terrorizing Paris. It swims in from the Atlantic all the way to Paris from the Seine, looking for this one woman. And it's really, there's a lot of good shark biting things going on in there. It's very good.
Wow.
But the whole thing is, they can't clean this.
Right.
They're diving in the river all the time, filming it. People had to die making that film because they're in the river.
It's in sewage, yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, sure.
They said the same thing about Rio. Remember the bay?
Yes, they did.
And they held them anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Now, The Onion has snagged a rare interview with WNBA lightning rod Caitlin Clark.
Oh.
Now, what we're going to do, a little interactive stuff here.
I'll be
the questioner.
Interlocutor. Okay.
Oh, excellent.
There you are.
Interlocutor.
Yeah.
And I will be Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
So here are the questions. Here it goes.
Shall we begin? Question number 1. Caitlin, how much money do you make?
$76,000 base, but I'm allowed to pick up extra shifts working the merch stand after the game.
Caitlin, let me ask you this. Do you think your teammates are standing up for you enough?
It's not their responsibility to defend me, pass me the ball, score, or talk to me.
Caitlin, what are your goals off the court?
I'd like to be in an all-female version of Space Jam because I do not receive nearly enough death threats.
How do you think you've changed the WNBA?
I increased the number of players by 1.
How come some baskets only count for 2 points, but other baskets count for 3 points?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Somebody said so? I don't know.
Them's the rules. At the Euro 2024 soccer tournament, the near-Nazis of Austria upset the Dutch swamp Germans 3-2, and the French surrender monkeys tied up the seriously Germany, knock it off, Polish 1-1. And on this day, June 25th, 2009, John Smoltz made his first start in over a year, unfortunately, playing for another team than the Braves. He was with
Detroit Tigers. Oh.
No, he never got to play with Detroit, his hometown team.
He was drafted by Detroit, wasn't he? He was drafted by
Yes, because the Braves traded Doyle Alexander for him. You're absolutely correct.
I'll be damned. So the question is, what team before the Braves?
After the Braves. After he left the Braves.
Oh, God.
He was injured, remember? And then
I don't remember.
Red Sox. And he pitched against the Nationals, and he lost 9-3, allowed 4 runs in the first inning, tagged for 5 runs over 5 innings. Not a good start.
That was a ball game.
But he got better.
Yeah.
He got better.
By the way, Pete, a couple of birthday actions here for you, sir. Dikembe Mutombo.
No.
No, the wagging of the finger. 58 years old today.
Just 58?
58. I'm kind of surprised myself. I thought I'd be in the 60s anyway. On this day in history, 1985, ABC's Monday Night Football has a new lineup. In 1985, Frank Gifford, Joe Namath, and O.J. Simpson.
God, I forgot about those.
Yeah,
those
1985. Same day, 1985, the New York Yankees enacted a rule mandating that their bat boys wear protective helmets at all times.
Smart.
Oh, remember the guy? Didn't the guy get killed or something? Where first base coach
Coolidge, and he was a minor leaguer, and he got struck in the side of the neck. The first base coach, and it killed him instantly.
1968. No major leaguer had ever done this before. 1968. Bobby Bonds of the San Francisco Giants was in his first game as a big leaguer and hit a grand slam home run.
Bobby Bonds. He's a good player.
Yeah?
Very good player.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a little extra sports action there for you, sir, if you don't mind. 5:29-ish here with the Kim Pete and Flounder. And we got Pete's, you want to do some Pete's Treats a little bit later on? We got Flounder's Funny coming.
Why not? We're here.
Outstanding. And also, one of our co-workers has decided to take a vacation in Thailand.
I noticed that.
Golly, I guess in Thai, if you want a single guy wanted to go to Thailand, they do
Bangkok has it now.
Well, now they have the Orchid Festival. Apparently, you can get some great cheese in Thailand. If you're a cheese fan, the great Havarti,
the Bangkok Opera is world renowned.
They are known for their opera. In fact, they used to have some ex-Russians doing the Bangkok opera now.
The Bangkok Ballet.
The Bangkok Opera Ballet. Tremendous. So I guess those are 4 reasons right there.
VJ Shrinapov.
Well, there you are. Fondam Kitty-Kachorn is still, I think, working over there.
Or Kitty-Chaporn in this case.
5:30, Kim Pete and Flounder. We got to investigate. I want pictures.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
When you're leaving the house, do you plead with your garage door? Please open, please open. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Let us take that anxiety away with one quick call. Our highly trained technicians will get to the bottom of your garage door issues. It could be a simple repair, a malfunctioning opener, or maybe just needs a tune-up. But if it's time for your garage door to be replaced, we'll make that easy too with upfront pricing and free estimates. When trust matters, trust us. All, the number 4, Seasons Garages.com.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Hey, it's Tug from my friends, the Frost family of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about their family's company all the time here on Extra 106.3. First Liberty has helped hundreds of small businesses grow by saying yes when the big banks say no. On Wall Street, opportunities to earn big returns are everywhere. But for Main Street investors, those opportunities are hard to find. Until now. Our First Liberty notes are now open to qualified Main Street investors, paying interest rates of 8 to 13% while helping fuel the growth of small businesses right here in Georgia. With a few basic qualifications and with as little as $25,000, qualified Main Street investors just like you can earn an 8 to 13% interest rate. If this is you, they'd love to hear from you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and consider joining the First Liberty family today. That's FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Well, Michael, I want to thank you for your time, but unfortunately, we can't offer you the position.
Why?
Well, we got the results of your background check, and quite frankly, we were concerned.
About what?
Apparently, you were arrested for throwing a shopping cart at a customer?
In my defense, he had it coming.
At Horizon Background Screening, we find things that other companies don't. That's why companies that use us make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com.
Let's say you have to spend $1 every second of every minute of every hour, day after day, month after month. It would take you doing that a full 36,000 years to reach $1 trillion. The government is far more efficient at spending your money than you are. They're doing $1 trillion every 100 days. If you don't see the need to shore up your hard-earned money right now with something that will act as a firewall against economic insanity, you're not looking very hard. Precious metals, in particular gold, always been a safety net in times of looming economic trouble. I bought my first gold years and years ago. The investment has more than paid for itself. With over $3 billion in trusted transactions, thousands of five-star reviews, and a 24-hour risk-free purchase guarantee, Lear is the precious metals leader you can trust. Get your free wealth protection guide. Lear will also credit your account $250 towards your purchase. So call them today, 800-957-GOLD. 800-957-GOLD.
Because we got Jessica Biel, we got the high maintenance Mexican singer splitting with her husband Ben Affleck and Jane Lopez now. He's took his ring off. I don't know. I think wasn't she
Puerto Rican?
Maybe so. I can't remember. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? 5:34. Sorry, let me get to the music here for us. This is the Hollies, 1969. It's a big song. Big song. At the time of the 1969, Hollies recorded He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. The ballad was written by Bobby Scott and Bob Russell, who was dying of cancer at the time. The pair met in person only 3 times, managed to collaborate on the song. The track featured Elton John on piano. And it was released in late 1988. This is 69 we're talking about. Released in 88 in UK following its use in a TV ad for Miller Lite beer and reached number 1 in Britain.
Long Cool Woman's much better song.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I think so. This is a little not whiny, but it's kind of almost annoying. I don't know. It's but it's not. Okay.
Creep. Who does Creep?
Radiohead.
They steal a thing from a complete riff straight from the Hollies.
Which song?
I'll tell you some other time.
Well, he'll find it.
Let me see if I can find it.
By the way, look at this. My papers are standing straight up.
For 14 people on YouTube can enjoy that.
Look at this.
So at least you got one thing to stand up in your lap.
All right, now hold everything to the phones. Phone calls take priority. Right to the phone. Sam, you're on the radio, man. How's it going? Welcome aboard, sir.
Yes. Hi, how you doing? I'm a first-time listener. I just want to say, first of all, June is a beautiful time in Bangkok.
Is that her name, June?
Yeah, that's
it. His, her, whatever.
Yeah, she's 13.
No,
she's illegal.
I wanted to comment on the 51 CIA, whatever that signed that dossier. I think, they're doing all this to Trump. They're doing all this to the January 6ers. It's about time Red AG stepped up. And, these guys broke the law. They lied. They falsified documents. Where's our side? Where's our teeth?
Well,
everybody says, I'm sorry, I just want to say, everybody says, we don't want to start a precedent, tit for tat. But it's already been started. So if someone punches you in the face, you can't just say, well, I'm not going to punch him back because I don't want to start a precedent. He got punched in the face.
Not only that, but we do need revenge tour. We do need retribution. We do need to get these people. These 51 individuals knew they were lying, knew they were doing this for the purpose of affecting a federal election for president of the United States. It was a conspiracy to affect a federal election. That's a huge federal crime, and they all should be investigated. And if nothing else, they need to be put in depositions. They need to be charged, so they have to answer in court whether anything ever happens of it. Every stinking one of them. And first thing we do is take away all of their secret security clearances as of right this minute, and then charge them and make them suffer and make them at least answer for their duties. Sam, I totally agree that we haven't done anything yet, and we got a long way to go.
We need our red AGs to step up, attorneys general.
Yes, we do.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate it. Keep the faith, my friend. Honestly, if you're a first-time listener, this is what we do here. And again, Republican Party,
man up, buck up.
It just every time you turn around, whatever happened to stuff. They make a demand in a letter. We're going to get to the bottom of who's funding these. Well,
strongly worded letters to the editor.
We're not taking this anymore.
And you said duties.
I know I said duties. I'm so sorry.
Shouldn't say that.
Let's see. A birthday list is. I think I've done all my birthdays, but I do have another 2 things that are possible.
Before you do that,
yes,
that's Radiohead Creep. And they lift a riff right from the Hollies, the air that I breathe.
This is...
the air that I breathe.
Someone else has figured that out?
Yeah, the Hollies sued them, and they won the lawsuit.
Thank you. Well, you ain't gonna play the whole song.
No.
The air that I breathe.
Yeah, that's right. That's the right there.
Well, no, it's something else.
You're so very special. That's how.
No. There's a part. It's a musical part where they're not singing on Radiohead, and it's complete lift from this song.
Yeah. It's the guitar. It's the guitar riff.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Cool. Congratulations to Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, country superstar. They got married in 2006, 18 years.
I thought he was
He's a little kinky, but they're still together. And she's Nicole Kidman. Now, maybe she got a little something on the side to keep her happy. I don't know.
The only time I thought she was good looking was a movie where she played the teacher that was having sex with a student.
Yeah, was that the one where there's somebody dead under the ice or something?
Yeah,
was that the one? Yeah, a weather girl. Was that what she was, or something? Was she a weather?
She was a weather girl in New Hampshire or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, she's a beautiful woman. She's a redhead, so
not my type.
She has those issues. Redheads have, as we all know.
Really?
Oh yeah, they have orange feet. For one.
No, they don't. I lived with a redhead for 4 years. She did not have orange feet. Jeez, only you be looking at the feet. Orange feet.
On this day in 1973, White House counsel John Dean says Nixon knew everything. And now Dean was under oath. He testified before the House that the president was involved in the Watergate affair, but he didn't realize how far it had gone. He quoted the president saying late last winter the two of his top aides were principals. He said, when all the facts are known, we hope the president's forgiven. John Dean said Nixon told him that H.R. Haldeman and John Ehrlichman to be the principals in the case to directly report to him on the wiretapping affair. Watergate, the worst political scandal until this time. This Watergate is nothing compared to what they've done to Trump. John Dean, by the way, spent time in custody, but not in a traditional jail. He was held by U.S. Marshals at an Army post outside of Baltimore. He was there for some time, several months, but he was never actually put in jail because he made a deal to testify, and they would go easy on him. And he's the one who said there's a cancer, told Nixon there's a cancer on the presidency, and he was one of the guys who finally...
The older I get, the more I think that was a bunch of hooey.
Well... The whole thing stunk. It was just.
So he screwed up.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. Well, again, compared to what's going on now with the coup.
Got us stuck in the mire of Vietnam.
Yeah. Right.
He got to leave.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Believe me, Watergate was about a burglary to try to get political information on your enemy, which they didn't need anyway.
I know.
It was worthless. There was nothing they could have done that would have done anything. It was just stupid. And then he tried to say, "Oh, well, we're going to crush you." I mean, the cover-up was worse than a stupid burglary at the Democratic headquarters. Who cares?
We effed up.
They didn't need anything. They had film cameras. Oh, we're going to take a look at their documents. But I mean, the whole thing was stupid. But when you get get FBI involved and the federal authorities to try to prevent people from covering it, I mean, then you're an idiot. But again, that was one thing. That was to try to save his reputation during an election. What the Democrats did was a coup.
A coup.
They actually performed a coup and used the Justice Department back then was nowhere near as politicized as it has been since Donald Trump came down that escalator.
And the Democrats used a foreign power, the MI6, a British spy service, to help bring down our president. And they're whining about Russia interfering?
Yeah. The Steele document, the Russian stuff, and the hookers at the Hyatt, I mean, the Ritz or whatever it is, and the Moscow, I mean, the whole business was a million times worse than what anything that Watergate mentioned. 542. By the way, I got a kick on. I forgot to mention this during sports. It turns out now that coming up for the Atlanta road race. Let's see. The group that's going to kick off singing the national anthem for the I can't read the thing here. The 55th Atlanta Journal-Constitution Peachtree Road Race on Independence Day. The group that's going to sing the national anthem is the Four Fellers. It's Barbershop. Yes.
But they're drag.
There's got to be some twist to it.
I don't think they're going to be a drag.
Fake fellas.
The four fellas. The four fellers. I love Barbershop. I love Barbershop.
Just don't get
Only, I mean, not all but when they go at the very end, when they do the punch, at the very end, when the guy goes, and the guy goes, and they go real high and low in the Barbershop.
Have you seen the Key and Peele skit where it's a bunch of white guys and they have one black guy? And he always ends it by going boop up boop up boop up like that. And they're like, man, that's so cool, so cool. And all of a sudden the other one comes in and he wants to join the group. And the two black guys are trying to outdo each other. I've got to send that to you. You will die laughing.
Those guys were so cool.
So
and
Fargo.
Fargo. Oh, the FBI agents. A guy walks in with a shotgun and murders them in front of them while they're arguing over something in the car, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, my God. Anyway, 544, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. The Judge Mershon has lifted part of the gag order on Donald Trump. He can now, after he got found guilty on all those 34 counts, Donald Trump is now allowed to speak about witnesses and jurors, but he cannot speak about the court and prosecutors. And the point was that when Donald Trump's going to have the debate Thursday, if under this gag order from the original trial, if he had said a few things that might be considered libelous or slanderous and against the judge's order, he could be arrested for being on the debate. So the judge said, well, no, we'll lift part of that. So I don't that's probably not going to be an issue. Anyway. That's just by the way, I'm so in love with that song, Miranda Lambert, "The House That Built Me." No. I was thinking about this today. Have you ever actually gone home again after like 20 years from childhood to your childhood home?
Oh yeah, Savannah. I've done it. Well, there's a few places here in Decatur.
Yeah, Flounder. Have you ever actually gone home? Well, you're not really old enough to go.
Yeah, because I lived right off Spalding and Holcomb Bridge, and my dad lives in Johns Creek, and I live in Roswell. So whenever I go to see him, I pass my old neighborhood. And there's been a couple times where I go in there and I drive around the neighborhood, and it looks so much smaller. Because my neighborhood is a giant circle. It's a 1 mile circle, so it was awesome because playing as a kid, you had one giant circle you could play, hide and go seek, war, all that kind of stuff. So, and my house now has a front porch that we didn't have, so it looks totally different.
How old were you when you were there, and how old were you when you went back? How many years in others?
Let's see. Like when I actually finally moved out of there?
Yeah.
I would say it was 2002, 3-ish. I had finished college and was home for a little bit and then moved out.
Well, when I was a kid, I went back to visit my home when I was traveling across country, like after 15 years, and I had left when I was 10 or 11 or something, and went back all those years later. And again,
mine wasn't that long, like maybe a year or so or something like that.
Oh, but no, I mean from a child, then going back as an adult, and I did that. And the memories that came flooding back from being 9 or 10 years old to being, an adult. Holy cow.
When we were in our 20s, me and my friend Glenn Zitrar, who I went to Columbia Elementary with, and from 3rd to 7th grade, when we were in our 20s, we went back for the first time ever to Columbia Elementary one night. We were drunk. Yeah. And we went down the playground and got on and everything looked the same. It's just, once again, it's so much smaller.
I went to my old house, and it was tiny. And we had 4 kids at that time. I guess we had 3 kids. We had 5 kids eventually, but 3 of us lived there at the time. Only a family of 5, and the house looks tiny. I can't believe that it was that much smaller. And I looked up a family who are my parents' best friends and their family, and I went to their club where somebody told me where they were, and I walked in and I said, "Hi, Mrs. Bodie." She says, "Oh my God, are you a Peterson?" I said, "Yes." "Oh my, is that Kim?" I said, "Yeah." Hadn't seen him in all these years. And by the way, her daughter, who Mrs. Bodie thought what I would end up with, was gorgeous. Oh man, I mean, she was like,
seal the deal?
Well, when I was 10, she was 7 or 8 or 6 or something, and they still thought we would kind of ever get together. When I saw her, we met together. Oh my God, she was a knockout, absolute knockout.
Did you get her number?
No, I was engaged at the time, or married or whatever on the time. Anyway, but I thought, holy cow! But what memories? The Catholic girl I kissed on the cheek and thought she was going to go to hell because of it when I was 11 or something. Anyway, one after another.
She later killed herself.
547 on Blaze, Howard, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Flounder's Funnies and more standing by. Look out.
Atlanta radio legends collide on Extra 106.3. The legend Neil Bortz is live every week with Atlanta legend The Kimmer. Because when you get these two guys together, who knows where we'll end up?
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
The Kimmer is live on your drive home every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6. And now Neil Bortz joins this show every week. And if you miss it, catch up anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Convenience is defined as the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. Well, at RBM of Atlanta, we embody this philosophy. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for the required service. With over 100 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. We'll work around your schedule. We're here to save you time, energy, and money. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2023 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience and Georgia's only 9-time Mercedes-Benz Best of the Best winner. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor for details.
Tax season can be stressful, but it's also a wake-up call. It's time to think beyond April and plan for your future. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we're not just advisors. We're your partners in building a secure retirement. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we understand the challenges Georgians face. That's why we offer personalized strategies to maximize your retirement income, minimize taxes, and ensure you never outlive your assets. Join the Master Plan family and let us guide you through every financial milestone. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your appointment today. Master Plan Retirement Consultants, where your journey and destination are both important. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. And now, the security riddle of the day. What's less secure than a fake safe from a furniture or big box store? Joe Biden's fake border policy, of course. But hey, there is good news. This time next year, Joe Biden will not be president. So drop by Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Build a wall around your valuables with a safe from the Safe House. We have certified delivery crews to install your safe. With over 30 years in the safe business, the Safe House is the place to buy safe in Georgia. So go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Hey folks, Donald Trump Jr. here. Let me ask you this. Does inflation feel worse than we're being told in the news? That's because the official inflation rate doesn't tell the whole story. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back. But what you can do is stop your losses today. How? By diversifying your savings into a gold IRA from my friends at the Birch Gold Group. When you're done, your money will be parked in a tangible asset with proven history. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word HEDGE to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. They provide an easy process to roll over your 401k or IRA into gold without losing your tax advantage status. So text HEDGE to 989898. That's HEDGE to the number 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold. Message and data rates may apply.
One of my favorite songs of all time. Rock and roll, baby, with Jackie Wilson.
Your love lifted me higher than I've ever been lifted before.
Yeah.
So keep it up.
Yeah, Jack.
Who sings it?
Jackie Wilson.
Let's keep it that way.
Thank you very much.
Y'all remember this in Ghostbusters 2?
I never saw Ghostbusters 2.
Really?
I never saw it.
It was good.
Ghostbusters 1 I enjoyed.
They had to grease the Statue of Liberty up and it came alive. And Bill Murray's like, she's a harbor chick.
Grease her up. Jackie Wilson. 1966. Oh, man. He was arrested for inciting a riot and refusing to obey a police order at a nightclub in Port Arthur, Texas in 1966. Jackie Wilson had a crowd of 400 whipped into a frenzy and refused to stop singing when he was told to shut up by the cops. He was convicted of drunkenness and fined $30. Jackie Wilson, look, get to me. Keeps on lifting. Got to love it. 5:54. Can repeat it.
So real quick, Vivek Ramaswamy confirms he will be attending the Trump-Biden debate.
Could be the one then. I don't think he's going to be the VP though.
He doesn't bring anything to it.
Well, and I don't think it can't be Bergram. It can't be. I don't think Tim Scott's the right guy either. I think I like him.
I can see him.
Yeah, but I don't. He just
got married.
I know.
To the white chick.
Well,
he's doing the right thing.
That'll help. That'll help. But I still think J.D. Vance is the brightest star of the group. I don't think DeSantis would. I think people would think DeSantis is not a guy who really appreciates him, and he's not going to be on the team, and he's not going to be a Trump guy. So I think
He's
DeSantis
an action guy. He's not a sit around his VP.
And by the way, don't tell me about Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley's only good because she likes to jump on guys in the back seat of her SUV, lap first, which you got to appreciate in a girl.
I'm not going to argue.
But I don't see her. She fought too long to be on her own. It was just everything about it just stinks. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. Let's do I got a marriage thing here today for you. After 4 failed marriages, Jean-Claude Van Damme on this day in 1999.
No cussing.
4 failed marriages. Jean-Claude Van Damme remarried wife number 3, Gladys, making her wife number 3 and number 5. And they're celebrating their 25th anniversary at their second try at marriage.
How long were they together the first time?
Doesn't say.
Do you count that?
No, celebrating their 25th anniversary of their second marriage.
You should be able to count both. You've been married that long.
Well, true. Well, but again, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But the time of their second marriage is 25 years. So add that to whatever the other one. It doesn't say what it was, so I don't know. Anyway, congratulations, Jean-Claude. Let's see, 5:56. Holy cow! Oh, did you hear about this story? A case in Italy. A judge says, "Well, lady, you were enjoying it or something. I don't get any part of this." Apparently, an airline worker woman went into this guy's offices in northern Italy, look help with an industrial dispute or something. A guy was a trade union official at the time, was accused of sexually assaulting the woman when she went in to get help at this office. Problem is, during the assault, the previous trial reportedly heard that this guy was standing behind the woman, put his hands on her. He kissed her, he touched her, he massaged her, while the woman, for some 30 seconds, continued browsing and reading documents without expressing any kind of dissent, while the guy is kissing and fondling her and rubbing her. Okay? 30 seconds, nothing. All of a sudden, the court said, well, her reaction time would have led him to misperceive his colleague's will. He thought she was enjoying it. Well, she wasn't. And she later complained and sued him, and the judge says, honey, you took too long. I'm sorry. He actually said, your reaction was just way too long, so we can't find him guilty of a sexual assault.
Maybe she was trying to ignore him just to see, well, he'll stop if I ignore him.
And her friends are saying maybe she was so shocked she didn't know what to do. Some guys finally, again.
Is she still reading and browsing?
All I'm saying, the judge said
she wanted
you didn't react quickly enough. You were enjoying it for 30 seconds, so case dismissed. First Flounder's funnies.
Every study they've ever done to determine who's smarter, men or women, every study comes back and says women are smarter. Every one. Ladies, you shouldn't be applauding that. You know I'm an asshole. You know this isn't going to end well. Did he say I'm pretty? Oh my God! Get out of the relationship! If every study says that you're smarter, okay, the question you should be asking yourself was, we're so goddamn smart, how are we in the situation we're in? Well, you're in the situation you're in, not because of guys like me. As much as you want to blame me, ladies, you can't tell me you never drove by a sports bar on a football Sunday and looked at the humanity in there. All those dumb guys with their big beer bellies bumping. Hey, he's on my fantasy team. I'm top, yeah. You want to get some more mozzarella sticks? As a woman with your bigger brain, you never looked in there and thought to yourself, I'm losing to that? I'm losing to that.
I love it. By the way, Charlemagne the God says if Joe Biden makes a mistake on that debate stage, they got to pull him off the ticket. Anyway, it's only me and Joe the Kipper with Pete Flounder saying, I got to go, you're killing me. Look out, I gotta go. Christine, sing me home, baby. Here we are. Look out.
Morning Extra from 6 to 10 a.m. and The Kimmer Show from 3 to 6 p.m. Only on WFOM and W292EV Marietta. Extra 106.3 FM.